Is there an argument about whether pumice or walnut shell is the best abrasive in your hand cleaner? Not anymore. Fast Orange Premium brings the two abrasives together in one great heavy-duty hand cleaner that includes advanced skin protection. It's our best hand cleaner ever, and that's why we simply named it Premium. Fast Orange. We know a few things about cleaning hands.
Welcome to the streets of Long Beach. Look at that. It is a beautiful day here in Southern California.
K&N is back for another year as the official air filter of Formula Drift.
James Dean. Oh my gosh. I'm just flabbergasted by James Dean. There goes Ben Hobson. Big. Woo, uses all the course. Performance Mustang RTR. Longin Jr. just riding the edge. Absolutely. RTR has been a busy camp over there.
The final touch to my dream build is a Sony Mobile ES system. Time to cruise with Sony Mobile ES.
On race day, when you want to show everyone out there who's the best,
Here we go, Frederick Osborne.
you really need to be focused. I tell myself, I got this. I'm the best there is.
The star is Frederick Osborne. What a beautiful day here in New Jersey. The Garden State is about to be the Smoky State because this is round 4 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship as we make our way over what I call the Crazy 8, the Figure 8 track. Holy cow!
Everything felt awesome.
Whoa, buddy. They banged doors, they banged back wheels. What the heck was that? Unbelievable. Adam LZ, James Dean, RTR. An RTR vehicle will win. Adam LZ with the nasty backwards entry. Adam LZ gets the win. We'll see you online and we'll see you another time. Send it from the Gymnasium. Here it is. It's a sunny day here in New Jersey. It's hot, but the track is about to get a lot harder, as hotter and hotter. Go skateboard today. That's right. I used to skateboard, but my man Lebo right there. Look at Lee holding it up for Formula Drift. That's right. Go skateboarding day, but we're doing some different kind of skateboarding here at round 2 of the Link Engine Management Prospec Championship. Thank you to E-Town for playing host. Like I said, it's hot, but we have some very talented drivers in Prospec and in Pro. So today's all about Prospec. We have our seating brackets yesterday for both Prospec and then Pro. Today is all Prospec, and then we move on to Pro tomorrow and tomorrow night. Joining me from the start line to the box, Mr. Matt Sopa. Thanks for joining me up here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Well, good to have you back up here again. You talk about it, you be about it, meaning that you do build cars, you drive cars, you drift, and you're normally our starter, and you'll get back there tomorrow. But enjoy a little bit of air conditioning here up with us here in the booth. What did you make of seating bracket yesterday?
Yeah, I felt the temperatures were a big factor here.
Yeah.
We talked about how hot the track was. It's 145 degrees in the middle of the day here, so the cars might actually be fighting for grip, to fill those outside zones, and you can kind of see some struggles here and there. But now we've weeded out. We got our 32 lined up, so now we're going to get some good battles here for our top 32. Do some more thinning out of the herd, and get these guys. Slamming each other's doors and making some smoke.
It was exciting yesterday, in seating brackets, leveling up and, filling 16 as opposed to 8 in pro. We have 16 spots that are already locked and loaded from our previous round, and then we backfill with the winners of the seating brackets. I'm loving the format. It's good, but this is where the driver championship sits after just one round. Remember, we continue on to St. Louis, another hot event, and then we end and find out who our 2024 Link Engine Management champion is in Utah. TLO, he's back. Are you surprised about that?
No.
No.
I think we kind of see a little trend there. People taking a little break, taking a breather, then they get that hunger back again, and they come back with a kind of maybe new perspective and really ready to hit the ground running.
And Dimitri Brutsky doing double duty as well as Rudy Hansen, but I believe Rudy Hansen got knocked out in pro, so he's just now defined to Prospec here this weekend. But a lot of those drivers making the jump from Prospec to pro and going for that Rookie of the Year spot. They're being challenged by obviously Connor Shanahan, who is, yes, a rookie here in Formula Drift Pro, but a champion in his own country, and in Europe in general. But Alex Jagger, I think he's one to watch. I was going to pose a question to you. Josh Love sits in third, but Jagger, E-Town has so much history in the drifting world. This is where Chris Forsberg cut his teeth. Von Gittin Jr., Ryan Turk, Tony Angelo. This is, they had events back in 03, and then the purpose-built Coliseum here that is E-Town. Thank you to the Knapp family for hosting us. Forsberg for kind of forging that relationship. But you can see our schedule there right before we fly over here with Justin Smash on the FPV drone. Very unassuming track. It's flat, it's the figure 8, it's pretty easy, but wait, there's more.
Yeah, the surface change, and there are some dips here and there and off camber turns, and you get off course in the outer zones, and the car will be three-wheeling, and you're almost right to run off then. But it's more exciting than it looks like on paper.
And we'll talk about the track in a little bit because the judges have said some things. But guess what? Scan to sign up. Place your bets. Place your bets. You can win when they win. So place your bets. You can scan that right there. NXT Bets hosting that, so thank you to them. So pretty sweet. I know we can't legally vote, so we'll just stay out of that. I see people get caught all over. We're good. We're good. But putting your money on people, TLO, this person, that person, and there it is. A Mike Knapp event, the E-Town Gambler going down. Look at that. Everybody find your shade, find your umbrellas, find the Formula Drift gear, and be sure to stay cool, stay hydrated, and reapply that sunscreen. Speaking of the Formula Drift gear, you go to shopfd.com if you're not here in the building or don't care to join us on any of the previous rounds, which is great because here we are for free 90 free on the interweb. So go to shopfd.com, see all the different lids. There were limited edition hats that come out every round. Cool. Thank you to Smiling Ed over there, Edward Scissorhands. And again, just, whoa, okay, whoa, dude, you're a dirt in the neck, dog. That was a little trippy there. But making of a great event, top contenders. TLO, I think Alex Jagger, Brutsky, the way he drove yesterday, he had to earn his spot, but he did get in it, and this is a track that really suits his style. Speaking of suiting your style, download the Formula Drift app now, powered by Torque Hub. That's right, this FD Unlocked is your all-access pass to Formula Drift. You can download content. There's a bunch of different things. I mean, you could check out all the updates, what's going on, and obviously you can buy tickets. So download the app now on Apple and Google Play. Look at that. We got a packed house here. And, got Prospec and Pro, and, see Mishimoto. They got that penguin always keeping people cool, but this is definitely cool. Walk us through the course, because in the drivers' meeting, the judges, conversed with the drivers, and they said something that was really interesting about tires going off.
Yeah, so this round specifically, we're counting 2 tires off as an incomplete. So running through the course, you can see our decel areas right before the initiation in outer zone 1, decel before 2 and 3. So that's where the chase driver can expect a little less speed coming from the lead driver. And if there's ever an incident where we have an incomplete run with contact, we can ask them to fault to see if it was in that area or not. But so where they don't want to have tires off, and obviously is the outer zone. So we see 2 tires off there. They've kind of deemed that as if you're that far off, the chase car is going to also be almost unchaseable at that point.
You're really going to impede on that chase driver if you go off. And we saw it yesterday. Outer zone 1, you dip that car, the attitude, that thing lifts up like it's a rocket ship. So, and there are the notes. Walk us through these.
Yeah, so like we said, 2 tires off and incomplete. We don't want to initiate no later than the number 1 marker. There's actually painted on the wall here.
And it goes 3, 2, 1. So again, you see those markers.
Yep. And the tire drops they're more of a deficit in that lead position here, and the transition from 1 to 2 outer zone must be smooth and chaseable. And
yeah, because if you're, you know, Ryan Sage always says it, you know, basically your rate to angle, how smooth you do it, how gangster you do it, and again, you don't want it to be clicky, glitchy, or even just super abrupt or
my favorite thing I always go back to when Chris Ewell was a judge in a driver's meeting a few years ago. He's like, just make it drive with intent.
Okay.
Like as if you want it, like we want to believe that you meant to do what you did, and the car acts that way.
Yep. Hey, if you're here in the building or other rounds of competition, be sure to go to Sim Magic, keeping racing extreme. Again, the Sim Magic Experience official store. So go over there and compete and win. We're building a sim right now and super excited about that. Thank you to Sim Magic. Yeah, the official simulator of Formula Drift. So as we are about to enter our our GT Radial Top 32, the official tire of the Prospec Championship. And again, our opening ceremonies will be after our halftime. We have a dedicated autograph session where you can meet and greet the drivers, stay cool, buy some gear, have some fun. So also maybe pick up a Formula Drift steering wheel cover. Hands feeling a little hot, feeling a little toasty. You want to let everybody know that you're a Formula Drift fan? Well, you could purchase your Formula Drift Speed Fit steering wheel cover. Now, you can see some of the features here. Obviously, looks cool. Little red carbon fiber steez, easy clasp, locked and loaded. Don't need to change your steering wheel. It's just adorning it. So be sure to check that out. The Formula Drift Speed Steering Wheel. And this is available at AutoZone. Waiting for them to get into the burnout box. You can see Human Rahimi there getting staged. And want to thank our judges. Thank you to our judges, Vernon, Reese, and Brian Eggerts. So as we get ready, let's go send it. Welcome to Orlando Speed World.
How could you not love to see cars ripping around a track?
You know Ken Block never signed boobs?
Keep it goofy.
Yeah. This is a page in the history book that we will never forget.
Let's send it!
Oh, and Rudy gets into the wall.
Welcome to Orlando, where the fans come out in droves. The line is way back there. People are showing up at 9:30. The gates don't open until noon. Well, guess what? We are welcome with some beautiful weather, sunny skies, a little bit of clouds, a little bit of wind. But the rocket ships are both in the sky and on the ground here for round 3 of the Formula Drift Championship. We brand this Scorched, which is ironic because we've seen 2 rounds and 2 cars burn. I'm talking about James Dean round 1. And of course, Odie Bakshis at round 2.
Oh my gosh!
These fans, they love this stuff. I mean, thumbs up all around. This guy, that guy loves it. I mean, everybody loves it here. So let's keep this party going. Send it. It's about to go down.
Everybody wants to go behind the scenes of the motorsports world. We're doing just that. This is where the cars are staged right before they go and hit the track. But if you're a young adult and wants to get involved in the motorsports world, there's a thing called the Driven Experience.
The Formula Drift Driven Experience is a youth engagement program started by Formula Drift. It's a way for us to get the youth sparked and into the automotive industry.
So who wants to drive it?
We bring them out, we get them to talk to drivers, track walks, crew chiefs, and also some of the major brands in the area, and seeing what all of the opportunities are out there. Today's event, we had over 100 students, and I believe there was only 5 or 6 that had ever been to a Formula Drift event. So these were all newcomers.
It's his first Formula Drift event, and he was like, this is epic, this is sick.
But at the end of the day, they want to know how to work on a car and be able to get a career in the automotive industry.
Oh my.
It's been great. We're excited to be out here. The Formula Drift driven experience. It's just amazing to see the different cultures and all the different cities we're coming to. And we hope to grow this to be even bigger. And who knows, maybe we have the next Formula Drift driving champion in our group. We had several of the kids, their eyes get really big, they're asking the right questions, and one of the biggest questions they say is, how do I become a Formula Drift driver?
Thanks for coming out and thanks for having a great time. Thank you very much. Yeah.
So be sure to tune in every round of Formula Drift. We're filming an episode of Send It, giving you a little behind the scenes and just some culture, some lifestyle of the local areas, and just the vibes overall of every venue. Just kind of trying to create that FOMO a little bit of, come on, New Jersey. All right, so we are looking again at our bracket, and here we are with 32. So we are seeing TLO, Tommy Lemaire, versus Justin Chestnut, and we are sending cars. So we're officially turning on round 2 of our Link Engine Management Prospec Championship. Again, Matt Sopa by my side, Jared Deanda calling the action. TLO. That thing runs on maple syrup, I believe. Here we go, SBN S chassis into that first outside zone, and Chestnut getting left in the smoke into that second outside zone. That big 180-degree half circle brings it in. You can see those bumps right middle of that outside zone into outside zone 3. Good fluid. I mean, Tommy Lemaire on it. Absolute, like, Chestnut not even part of the equation, unfortunately for him, but Tommy making it really easy and showing you why he was so dominant in Atlanta, Matt.
We just talk about that initiation. That,
yeah.
You're talking about that right to angle that TLO put out in the front. Yeah. Chestnut, I expect a little put up a little more of a fight here as we look at flicking in there, full angle out of that thing, and you could have been a little deeper in outer zone 1. Chestnut could have used a little more grip getting through there, but look at TLO just filling that zone nice and smooth, not wavering, getting a little bit of into the bumps there and through outer zone 2, nice and smooth. You can't even see any twitching or anything out of the car, but Chestnut just continues to struggle in the chase position here as TLO just totally dominates in the lead position from our Air Force replay. Looking at it from Justin Smasher, here we go. Look at that flick in there, and Justin trying to just put on the pressure, but just never applies it. And then here we go, TLO bringing it around, and Chestnut just kind of doing his own thing back there, trying to like sacrifice a little bit of angle, but TLO just having a party by himself there. Like I said, look at that proximity. It's just like boing.
Just boop the snoot, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome performance there by TLO. Chestnut, he's gonna have to step it up big time in the lead position to really put give him some redemption here.
Yeah, exactly. And here's where Tommy Lemaire and his spotter need to work in unison. So he needs to say, hey, you know, is Justin 100%? Is he? Do you have more car than him potentially? You know, where's everybody at? Well, check the temperature. Yep, here we go. Chestnut initiating that AJ, BMW, Tommy Lemaire. You know, you got to figure how dominant he was in that lead run. Maybe give himself a little bit of room, just in case maybe Chestnut is not 100%. So that after hours. Autosports BMW going in. Let's see, tight. Knocks it over a little bit more aggressively than Tommy Lemaire, but here goes Chestnut in that last outside zone. Tommy Lemaire, woo, he was flirting with that, man. He almost got on the side of him, and that would have been absolutely detrimental to his victory. But I got to say, you know, he's flying that Canadian flag proud on the roof.
Yeah, you can kind of sense like what you were talking about, TLO in the chase position. He was given a little bit of room, and then as the run progressed, he got more and more aggressive. He's like, all right, maybe I just do have a little more of a car and stuff. But Chestnut, just not as smooth in the lead position here as comfortable as TLO was. You just see the car wavering, leaving and entering the zones early and late. Good transition there from TLO, nice mimic. You know, he's given what he can in the lead position there and did a good job of adapting to Chestnut's lead position there.
That got a little hairy there for Tommy Lemaire, but almost got inside of Chestnut, but unfortunately for Chestnut, he's knocked out. TLO absolutely slaying it. Let's bring in another member of our broadcast team, Miss Lorette Nickel. Lorette.
Hi, guys. Well, as you can probably hear, we are right next to the burnout box, and Human Rahimi sitting next here. And it is a hot one. It's about 97 degrees. Someone had a temperature gun, and yesterday it read 145 degrees on the asphalt. So, Human, with these high temperatures, what is it doing to the car and to the tires?
It's getting a little grippier, but it's not crazy different. We've been able to adjust. Haven't really had much changes needed because of the temps on the tires, but inside the car, it is hot, and that is probably the biggest thing we've been dealing with and fighting all weekend. Luckily, the car's been pretty good the whole weekend. So
what are the temperatures in the car that you're dealing with?
I don't know the number, but the inside feels like it's 150 degrees, but I didn't put a gauge in here. But the car is like running, you know, about 2:15 after one lap, so yeah.
Well, Human, best of luck. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, and good luck to Human Rahimi. Here we go. Matthew Bystrak, Chris Leonard. These two gentlemen, I want to see them wrestle. They're two larger sized men.
Are,
you know,
they're not small. And like,
yeah, exactly. You know,
guys that
tag team match. Announcers versus the racers. Let's do this. What, Reese? You want some of this? Reese is looking back like he wants some heat too.
Oh, he likes the spice.
Exactly. All right, Matthew Bystrak, Chris Leonard, all joking aside. Let's see what you got. Bystrak was driving really well earlier, and look at that. He's looking to debut a Ford Mustang as well as Chris Leonard brings it around to that second outside zone. Big angle there. He flips to the edge of the track. Didn't see any brown clouds being thrown up there. Out Leonard trying to gain that proximity, and it looks like he gets lost in smoke. That's where a lot of drivers lost it yesterday in there, and Bystrak hits it and quits it, pulls on out, and then you can see Leonard chasing him down.
Yeah, I feel like Bystrak gave him a fairly good lead run for Leonard to chew on there, and still kind of seemed like he was playing catch-up the whole time. But here you go. I really liked Bystrak's initiative. Awesome job of filling outside zone one. Nice smooth transition. Leonard doing a good job of mimicking there. Dips a tire just a little bit, almost in a few blades of grass there. Leonard sacrificing a little bit of angle to get some proximity, but just still couldn't close the door. Awesome proximity on interclip one there as Bystrak brings it around. Good attack on Leonard there, but Bystrak kind of leaves the zone early there, leaving the door open for Leonard to kind of make up some real estate, but couldn't quite seal the deal here. So we're really looking at here.
Watch how late Leonard, the straight line approach is like, look at there, 3, 2, 1, finally kind of initiates, but so maybe he's down on power a little bit compared to Bystrak. What strategy here?
I think he just might have had a little whiskey throttle where the tires were spinning the whole time. He just was playing catch up, maybe just asleep at the light. I'm not sure, but he did what he could with a decent lead run that Bystrak gave him. So let's get that Mustang out front and see what he can do.
I know, we get it again. Bears repeating, you're a Mustang guy, but again, you got to stay, unbiased. You're like, I just want to see a good run.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna poke the bear.
Mustangs there.
What's that? I know. Bystrak is looking at building Mustang as well. What chassis?
Same one.
All right, well, here we go. Well, maybe he's looking at his future right now, but maybe he's looking at his past. Ooh, as Leonard throws it in. That was a very interesting line. I want to get that overhead view of where he's at. Now, Bystrak looks like they're alternating positions here. He is very shallow. He needs to massage that car, getting a little more close to the back of that track. He does have good proximity as Leonard, look at that, with the clear. So this is almost like alternating roles here.
A little bit until the end. I think Leonard did a much better job pouring more angle in the car, especially that last outer zone. He filled in completely where Bystrak was pulled out of it about halfway through. But look at this, Oz. That's almost like, look at the flick in this thing. Just whipping that thing full angle, almost 90 degrees in the front tires, but could have filled outer zone one. I think that scrubbed a little speed on him. Transition could have been a little more smoother. Bystrak trying to reel him in. He does a good job of filling. Both tires are in outer zone two. He wasn't as deep as Bystrak where he dipped a little tire there, but good proximity there in interclip one. They bring it around. Bystrak does a good job of mimicking. He could have reeled it in a little more aggressive there as Leonard did a great job of filling outer zone three and made that arc in the transition to that third outer zone really smooth looking in my opinion.
All right, so awaiting. You saw Chris Leonard kind of pump his fist, like maybe just stoked on his lead run, and where is that? The spotters maybe in his ear, like solid run. Bystrak had some mistakes. Both of them, as they advance, they're gonna need to tighten up those chase runs, regardless of which driver moves on. They're gonna need to get deeper. They're gonna need to mimic that initiation a little bit better. Just be a little more confident. And here we are in 32. You can't win in 32. You got to keep moving on it. And look at this, Chris Leonard one more time, and one more time.
Hey.
So look at that right out of the gate, one more time. And we don't have one more times in the battle brackets, but it needs to be deserving of going one more time. If we're really trying to minimize them for flow of competition and then therefore show.
Right.
So we're really trying to minimize them, and it needs to be justified. And again, both of them had really good lead runs. I hear Reese talking to his peers over here, and
I'd like to hear some.
There we are. The boss team unfortunately knocked out, but they're still getting yeet out there on the feet, and here we are. So as we are seeing Human Rahimi and Shawn Illingworth, sideways Shawn, coming to us from Southern California, Nashville, Tennessee's own Human Rahimi. He's only human, and we'll get some insight from the judges as time suits. But we are seeing Human Rahimi. He will lead Shawn Illingworth in chase position. Both these guys, Nissan Z's. Let's see what Human can do out front. Shawn, a little early initiation compared to Human Rahimi. Human almost dips a little bit of tire there on the outside zone 1 as they go into outside zone 2. Human really using that course edge, maybe throwing Shawn Illingworth off there. Sideways Shawn, he is living up to his name. When you see proximity Shawn, not just sideways Shawn, going to that last outside zone there, that's just asked for it and he delivered. He's listening. I'm not his spotter, contrary to popular belief. But that was you know, just got more refined as that run went on.
Yeah, I feel like Rahimi could have matched the radiuses or been deeper in a lot of the zones. Yeah. Even a little earlier there, you kind of had a late initiation where Shawn there in the chase position was a little late to the party, but he does make up some real estate, sacrificing a little anger there. Human leaves outer zone 2, probably halfway through. That back tire wasn't even in there. Good proximity here. Look at the transition here. Shawn could have probably anticipated that about a half a second earlier, but he did have, you know, a good wheel-to-wheel proximity there as they finish out the course. And looking from the eye of the sky, we can kind of see maybe a better viewpoint of how this all started here. So here we go. Human initiates kind of straight up. I don't know if he just throttled over or what, but Shawn expected maybe a different one from the practice, because they were practicing earlier in during our warm-up here. And Shawn a little wavering in the chase position, but as smooth as Human's runs are, he was leaving. It looked like the car just couldn't dig out of and get deeper into the zones. He almost had identical zone 2 and 3 left at the same time. And Shawn did a good job of adapting to that.
Yeah, so taking a look here as Shawn Illingworth sideways. Shawn is calling a competition timeout. That's a 5. What's that?
No, go ahead.
Oh yeah, he's calling a competition timeout, so he's going to be pulling back in. That Rap Legends wrap looking good, but unfortunately, again for him, yeah, it is a hot one out here, kids. So as we can see, so yeah.
You guys,
so all right,
wave some more. Come on.
Yeah, wave. This blow. Just keep your hand cool. Yeah. So unfortunately for sideways Shawn, he is calling a comp timeout. Don't know exactly what, but his spotter letting us know. So see if he can get that car tight and right, as he will lead on the second half. Sam Magmami, Dimitri Brudski, most recent winner of our bracket battles, so earned his spot here. But Mr. Never Settle, you know, we know he's a former Prospec champ, so he's doing double duty here this weekend. And Magmami, new car for him, but that car, you know, that E36 chassis is just so wildly popular. The part availability, and you know, so many BMWs. You know, it was S chassis before. Now it's all replaced by BMWs, both E36 and E46. Here we go. Dimitri Brudski out front initiating, and there he goes. Ooh, he does exceed quite a bit. Oh boy! Now I'm gonna. Before I say anything, I just want to check out the instant replay there, as Magmami does have proximity, but might have gotten thrown off by Dimitri Brudski hanging out on that first outside zone. Now going to that last outside zone. Brudski does ride that line. Like I said, Magmami does have that proximity, but as we all know, broken record, when you get thrown off, it just throws off your rhythm, you know, transitioning and where you're at. So
yeah, I'm not sure.
Watch outside zone 1.
Yeah, Brudski here had a very aggressive initiation, a little flick of the wrist there as it goes in, and then that was almost 2 wheels off, and we can't call it an unchaseable run because Magmami kept it in play, right?
But what was one of the judges' notes? Transition from outside zone 1 to 2, smooth with intent.
Yes.
Right. So that's where I was like, okay, let's take a look at that.
Let's step back. But Sam doing a good job of staying in the picture here, and Brudski, you know, it might be a moot point whether that was an incomplete or condoned an incomplete or not, and you know, kept the show alive. So now we're going to reverse the roles and see what Sam Magmami does with some clean air. And both of these BMWs are purebreds.
Yeah.
BMW.
Yeah. What's going on? All right. Here we go. So Magmami out front. See him hopping his way into that first outside zone. And Brudski, I think he knows he needs to apply some pressure here, and he does just that. Magmami, good angle, good position of the car, allowing Brudski to bang on his door a little bit. Let him know, let his presence felt into this last outside zone. Magmami, Brudski attacking, surging here on that last outside zone. Really good chase job by Brudski, but a good lead run by Magmami, man. That was solid.
Yeah, you can't. He painted a good picture with the canvas he was getting.
You see, Brudski gave it out.
He's like, he did.
Pretty solid.
That's what a champion does, you know. He put on the door. He did absolutely what he had to do in the chase position with the given deficit he had in the lead position. So look at Magmami, kind of a straight-up initiation. He's checking all the boxes here. That was a much smoother transition into outer zone 2 than Brudski had in the lead. But Brudski applying all the pressure here. He lets him know, knocks on his door, about half a cup there, and then Magmami doesn't waver. He keeps the tires spinning there as they go into outer zone 3, and Brudski just constantly putting the pressure on as they cross the finish line there. And here we go from.
I really like Magmami's line though. It was very fluid. I mean, watch this transition. No hiccups. You see those the white wheels. I mean, no corrections on that transition. It was just like it transferred and threw it right in there with that bump. Might have thrown him off a little bit, but still unaffected overall. Right, and then to continue on and place the car like that was just like a stamp. You know, like the old school, like, yes sir, I put this in the mail. You know, like the wax stamp. Right. That was he sent that one over, dude. That was sick.
My favorite part was after that little contact and the minor correction he had to put the car back in place to have the perfect proximity to that inner clip was like so little or so unnoticeable. He made it look really good.
Yeah, really, really well done by both the drivers. You know, again, there was a real point of interest there when Brudski led. We'll see how that transpires. So again, Brudski and Magmami. It looks like Magmami gets the victory. One of the judges, if you could throw on your headset there, and looks like Brian Eggert will be throwing on his headset. So Brian, going down to you guys. I heard you guys conversing about this battle. What's up?
Hey, how's it going? We were watching the replay a couple times just to make sure. We couldn't 100% without a doubt say that Brudski dropped 2 tires, but he did kind of stall and park it up a little bit. They kind of choked up the line. We asked for a really clean line going through there, so that definitely dinged him a little bit. But even just comparing the overall leads between the 2 drivers, Magmumi just did a better job in the lead. So it gave him gave Brudski a better chase to kind of follow in that regard.
Absolutely, and that's where, you know, just right there. Take a look at this, Brian. This is what we're talking about here. So 1, 2, it looked like 1, but
he just rode it right on the line. I think he just got it right at the right parallel where the tires were across the line, but we couldn't really see where they went across it.
Yeah. All right. So again, that was something that just stood out in my mind. You know, obviously, we're calling the run, but everything kind of considered. You know, it's that's where the judges
if you
need
compare
to.
lead to lead in that situation, you know, it's obviously a lot smoother arc fight.
Absolutely. Got the hardcore fans out here. Thank you so much for joining us. A hot Friday, midday, lunch day. My man's got an LZ shirt on. He's got the LZ hat. There's a big LZ fan. So here is the second run on this battle. And to get an update, Nico, shout out to Nico Tattoo. I found Neeks. He says that Sean Illingworth had a power steering belt set. Oh, bummer. That absolutely equate to kind of that wavering. So hopefully he's back. Let's see what you got. Sideways Sean initiates. Whoa, big aggression there.
Got to restart.
Oh, we got to restart. We got to restart. We got to restart.
Pump the brakes, guys.
Pump the brakes. Restart. Oh, he's in the zone. He's in the zone right now.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
Finally saw the yellow flag.
I don't know how they missed those things, but I understand that you can
get some gel blasters or water balloons. I mean, I don't think they'd mind getting splashed with some water balloons. So we did get a restart. I'm assuming that Sean, I don't know if I saw a cone, but
yeah, it was a cone. I saw it right on this shot here. You'll see on the right side, the one that's hit all the time.
Yeah, right.
Great thing.
Smash. Just right there at the apex of that little corner. Okay. Well, and again, for those that are just joining us, never seen drifting, that start chicane is utilized to match up the cars. We don't want to see a drag race. You know, yesteryear we didn't have it. It came into place because it's all drag race to that first initiation, and we instituted that to let them pace themselves to that first initiation point, and also let it be known that the chase car can leave prior to the lead car leaving the start. The lights are on, and Matt, you're obviously very familiar with this. As you hit the start lights, there'll be none on. They all go on, and once they extinguish, that lead car can therefore leave the line. But again, the chase car can leave before the start car leaves the line.
Right, and they can't sleep at the line either. There's about 2 seconds that they can after the lights are extinguished.
Yeah, a 1 formula drift, a 2 formula drift, then you go.
And then, yeah, hit the go pedal.
And it looks like Human maybe having some words, maybe tire attrition or what's going on.
Yeah, that'd be my guess.
Educated him
because they just did a half a lap, and you know the tires. The rule is your pair of tires have to last 2 laps, and since he was, you know, following Illingworth around on that bonus lap there, it looks like he's lined up now. So maybe he had a little talk with our competition director Kevin there, and looks like we're going to give it a go.
Yeah, give it a go here. The second run, Sean with 1 strike, 3 strikes, you're out. 1 cone hit, but Let's see.
Yeah, what's going on there?
I don't
Max?
think the lights are extinguishing.
Oh yeah, he's got the radio in his hand.
Yep.
There we go.
There we go. All right, cool.
Oh, back up. I think there.
So Sideways Shawn will lead the second half of this battle. We saw Human Rahimi lead, and now Sideways Shawn, Illingworth, Ruckus Gear. So check him out. Umbrella, wild seller here today. The MVP, the MVU, most valuable umbrella.
So I think I heard our race control say that they're going to try and they're having some technical difficulties with the restart lights. Yeah, there he goes.
Just making sure that they are active.
Yeah, so those are radio controlled. So the Max in this case is doing start for us, and so if he sees any of those infractions, whether a cone is hit, line is jumped, or slept on, he hits the radio and that activates the restart lights so that the drivers can see that.
And this, real quick, this is a good opportunity here, as you can see those 3, 2, 1, see those stripes on the wall. So you see the BC Racing cone. That indicates the beginning of that first outside zone. But if you just pan down a little bit, you see the red and black stripes on the wall. That is your 3, 2, 1. It's a countdown. So that's a good shot there of those. So it looks like changing out the transponders. All right, so that's Kevin Wells there, and Kevin plays a major role here for Formula Drift. So let's take a look at Kevin's corner. He's hot in the trenches.
My name is Kevin Wells, competition director of Formula Drift. We're out here at round 3 Orlando. It's about 86 degrees and a whole lot of humidity, and hopefully it stays beautiful like it is right now.
Popped out. My cross member is completely broke.
Yeah. Oh, cross member broke.
No,
look. Yeah. See the ears. The ears on the rack.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the motor. No.
It's fine.
A wrist pin.
Oh, that's using the lock, huh?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to look at the car for the damage in the back?
Yeah, if you got hit, right?
Yeah,
you can look at it.
So that is our 5-year.
No, you're on a free 5. You both got one for this, I believe.
Oh, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
do we have an extra 5?
Here. Huh? Here.
It's the pump for sure. You can hear it.
I can't do a fucking 5.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay, stop it. Does this come out or no?
Hold it on the bottom. The little brackets on the bottom. All right.
You got a pair of dikes? Can you just grab it with a pair of dikes right on the exposed part of the ball and pry from there and pull her out? Oh, there you go.
We got a non-ball in now.
I'll find something to get it off.
I pushed him on the bank.
Yeah. At least I got that.
I'm losing a parking space. That's what I'm mad about, guys. So I got pushed back to the back of the line. We got to make it up next round. Speak it into existence. All right, get out of here.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I don't know where I'm at, but do you have a clue where Adam Elsey would be pitted at? I'm ticket booth all day. If I get a picture with him, I'm happy.
That was an awesome chase run, man. Thank you. That was sick. That was fun. Yeah.
Seeing that's generally causing these tire fires. Like, do we need to trim more of the bumper off and get less shit there?
I think it accumulates on the top side. I don't know where you hit it on yours, but
I mean, it definitely accumulates here.
Button up whatever you got to button up, because the damage was only in the front, so they can see. So they're saying you're doing something else in the back.
Oh,
I know what you're doing. Oh. Right. So yeah, just yeah. No, I saw what you were doing. But yeah, so close her up, finish your tape, whatever. Yeah. Hopefully they're gonna make it in the next 20 seconds. Yo, you gotta be running, driving away.
This is the second bottle I went through this weekend.
All right, we got more.
I'm gonna need another bottle too. I'm almost out.
No problem.
Probably fine to drive off, right?
That surface is so abrasive on this side. I was weighing tires and stuff, and it's like they're losing 4 pounds of rubber per tire per lap. Power steering pump.
Pump it.
So power steering pump is pulling. So they just swap the whole thing out.
They're gonna have to use their other side.
I will take another part.
All right, looks like we are back. And again, those restart lights flashing, indicating to the drivers that they did have a strike and shut it down. It's a yellow flag, essentially. So, which is caution and a restart. All right, so here we go. Second run, Shawn Illingworth, Human Rahimi, and Shawn Illingworth, straight line approach into that first outside zone. Now going into that second big long sweeper, 180 degree. Human Rahimi, good pressure there. Shawn with that clean air looking a lot more solid. Human Rahimi almost exceeding the track there. Now watch this transition to this last outside zone. Big angle from Illingworth. Human Rahimi a little bit short and shallow on that last outside zone. What are your thoughts? What do you think?
That's good job on both drivers. I was impressed on both the cords here. And
almost looks like beadlocks on the back wheels. Man.
Right, what's he got?
It looks kind of
some playing cards.
Looks dope.
Some aces.
The gambler, maybe.
Yeah, so look at that. Kind of, like you said, a straight line approach. A little flick from Illingworth in the front here as Human tries to put on the pressure. Getting gap a little bit there. Decent transition here from Humini as he tries to put on the pressure in our zone 2. He does close the gap a little more. He does get a tire off there in the outside zone 2, and he kind of does some wavering as Illingworth is a lot more smooth there in that portion of the track as they bring it around here. Human does a good job of trying to make that dive bomb into the outer zone 3, but now we're looking at the results here, and Illingworth gets the win.
Congratulations to Shawn Illingworth getting the victory over Human Rahimi. And now we're going to throw it down to Lorette Nickel. Lorette.
Well, Tommy Lemaire got the win, but it wasn't without stress because your heart rate jumped up a little bit. What happened right before the top 32?
Yeah, so we lost one cylinder right before top 32, but my team did an awesome job. They managed to fix it, and so it just put some spice in the race. But after all, it was really great, and the car feels amazing.
So glad. Tommy, congrats. We'll see you in the next round. Guys?
Thank you so much, Lorette, and thank you, TLO. Good luck to you. Again, talking about, here we talk about Tommy just looking so smooth, but he's like, I got this, I got that. Shoot, if he has 100%, if he has sub 100, what can he do? Like, gosh dang. All right, well, here we are back to the one more time, Matthew Bystrak and Chris Leonard. The Royal Rumble here at E-Town.
Yeah. The Texas mud flap, as you like to say.
Let's do it. Let's ride. Come on, please. Matthew Bystrak out front, the S13, Leonard in the Mustang. Bystrak initiates strongly with that confidence, with that intent, as you say. And now coming in transition, that second outside zone, Bystrak dials it in. Leonard, maybe a little bit of failure to launch there. Ooh, and Bystrak goes off. We're going to need to see that truth serum, that overhead. Oh, okay. There are parts flying all over the place. Maybe a little bit of dirt, a little bit of tire, a little bit of Monica on the side as we bring it across that finish line. So let's, again, I want to see that overhead, man. That got wild.
There's a lot to unpack here. So
the Royal Rumble.
Started with Bystrak, almost getting 2 off there in outer zone 1, but he keeps it calm and collected-ish to outer zone 2. He's got a tire off there. Leonard still holding on to the pressure here, and he gets, I think it was only 1 off there. Leonard, good job staying in the game as Bystrak destroys our inner clip there, and there he comes out of the smoke out of nowhere. The Mustang poised to attack. It looks like he might have had 2 off there, but is that because of lead?
Go overhead. Yeah, get this overhead.
I'd like to see that was almost 2, but maybe we can get another shot of that next time. So here we go as they go into there. Leonard kind of cut in the corner there, but he did so in a smooth manner so that he could get that proximity back going as he tries to close it. Go here. So there's
that was 1, but Leonard got sketched.
Was that on Leonard, or was that because Bystrak slowed down severely there? There's no decel map in that portion.
Right.
And again, Leonard dropping a big tire, making a big old dirt cloud there. So switch and reverse it.
Yep.
Pony does out front.
Yeah, this got really interesting, got wild. So again, if Leonard tends to tighten this up, it very well could be his. And like you said, just impeding that lead car, getting in the way or throwing off that chase car.
Yeah, I liked Leonard's initiation was a lot closer than that first battle. I feel like he was trying to play catch up, so he put himself in a good position to start it off good in the chase. So
he learned from his mistakes.
He did, and now I feel like just looking at that run, like, oh, the adrenaline's out. I got him.
Yeah.
I got him.
Ante up.
Yeah.
Pour some sugar on me. Chris Leonard out front. Let's see his initiation. Right there, again, straight line approach. Big, massive angle from Leonard. He shoots in, and that was a
Brutski.
Yeah, that was a very awkward line there. And this is where you got to think, you know, the heat, the tires, attrition, you know, throwing it out there. You know, is this causing him to get slipperier or grippier?
Right. And besides that last outer zone 3 and that kind of stalling in the transition, it was smooth. Like, those are the two major mistakes in the lead position I saw. So let's take a look at our Air Force replay from the sky here as they blast through under the bridge here as Leonard kind of does a straight up initiation. Little left foot brake, even before the zone, he just uses all at angles, stalls. You're supposed to be transitioning about there. And yeah, that was a rough one. Bystrack stayed in the game though with the chase position, closes the door here. And like I said, Leonard does a good job of keeping it smooth after that. So it's still a huge mistake. And that if that's one of the points of mistakes you're making that the judges wanted to see, that's going to be a tough one to overcome as they make their decision here. Just look at that angle, full lock, stalls it, comes out of outer zone 1. Not like you're supposed to exit the tangent of that angle of that zone, right? And then make that transition smooth. So after that mistake, he did do a good job of recovering, but I don't think it's going to be enough to overcome to get the win here as the judges are looking intently at our replay here.
Right, and this goes back to, you know, taking both runs into consideration. Both their lead runs were lacking where they got in the way of the chase driver.
Yeah.
Right, so again, most notably, again, Leonard on that, but it was sloppy for Bystrack out front. So this, you know, and here we are in a second one more time. I feel like let's collect all the runs and just, you know, what comes out, right?
It's 2 out of 3.
I'll tell you exactly what you could do with a lifetime supply of chocolate, you know, like let's input and what shoots out. After 2, this is, you know,
if I had to compare both lead runs, like besides Leonard's huge mistake, it was smoother.
Oh, here we go. One more time. Bystrack and
one more time.
Yeah, he's going for the triple. There's this guy, yours truly. Yep. All right, so the triple Lindy being performed here, and you know, tighten it up, guys. This is what we said after the first run. So 3rd time's the charm for these guys, but I mean, they're kind of doing it to themselves. So, you know, you're like, look, bro, you could have tightened it up on the front, and we could have been chilling right here for a little bit and having a halftime break. Not literally right now, but they're causing more abuse, more, you know, again, more disruption to their program right now. But tighten it up on that front end, and you know, I think you can get the win.
I feel like if Leonard didn't have that mistake, that would have been a pretty heated.
Yeah,
for him.
I agree. It was just that transition outside zone 1 to 2, and just recalling, like you said, he pulled a Brutski, not to, you know, throw shade at Brutski, but how Brutski was given the loss, he did it to himself.
Right.
So, all right, Cody Buchanan, Cody Dempster. Unfortunately, Dempster did come up here, and not that he came up here, but he came up here and unfortunately had to give me the bad news of I'm out, pop the motor, I'm done for the weekend. So Cody Buchanan will get a bye run here. So Dempster is knocked out, but Buchanan comes in like a Buchanan ball in his SRD Nissan Z on GT Radio Tires, as everybody is running GT Radio here in Prospec and Link and management. And there's Buchanan. Everybody's trying to throw a little flare there at the end, a little exclamation point on their bye runs.
Yeah, they got outer zone 4 over there in the run-up. That's what the bonus.
Yeah, exactly. So as E-Town Raceway Park, the party continues into tonight and into tomorrow, as well as over at the Extreme Sim Magic Sim Experience meet and greet, the Sim Drift exhibition here today at 4:45. So head on over there. Variety of drivers, sponsored by Sim Magic. Connor O'Sullivan, O'Sully, Fairfield, Connecticut, running that RTS BMW. Lee Yearwood, he's got the Monster from Trinidad, lives in Florida area, supported by not only Monster but also the Nappy Boy crew. I know they picked him up there in Atlanta, so they're supporting him this year as well. So Connor O'Sullivan, definitely a force. O'Sully, what do we got? The Trinidad flag, I assume? Not for certain. Not for certain. I don't want to put myself out there, but O'Sully. Yep, it's on his roof. So let's see what kind of flag waves for O'Sully as he is leading right now. Great execution on that initiation. Whoa, Yearwood goes off. A lot of brown dirt being thrown up as O'Sully, if he continues on. Yeah,
O'Sully here.
Yeah, O'Sully, he's got a lot going on. That RTS BMW. Pulled it on over.
I think he had a little, like, a lot of the tire rubber accumulates in the collector of the header in the front of the V8 cars, and they tend to ignite every now and again. So let's take a look here. See what happened here with Yearwood in that outer zone too. Is awesome initiation. That's probably leave some parts on the track for us. O'Sullivan filling that outer zone one. Yearwood trying to make up some real estate with the late initiation. Just too little, too late. He's more than 2 wheel off, making a dirt cloud, and that'll be the end of Yearwood's run there. But look at that tire fire coming from O'Sullivan as he gets nice and tidy with the inner clip and does a good job here finishing out the run and filling out that outer zone 3 as that bumper is just, that's the flag waving is his blue bumper.
Yeah, usually, yeah, exactly. I talked about, so it was the Trinidad flag. And,
we got a D.
Oh, we got a D beat on Yearwood.
Yeah.
Oh, the quick expiration for Yearwood and tire fire from O'Sully. Usually it's on the second run because that's when the tire particulates build up. But with Yearwood having a D bead, we're going to get into the rules and the rule book.
Now, if they deem it like it wasn't a D-bead on contact, then it's a D-bead all in itself, so you can't put another tire on it. But if there was contact, either by the track or director and competition deem it, then they can change tires. So we're going to ascertain that.
Where's the D-bead? Back right or left?
It looks like the back right.
Oh, yeah, right there.
Yep.
Seeing the barrel of the wheels, not a good sign. So is he out? Just getting clarification here. All right, just getting clarification here. Yearwood, he's out. Guys, anybody? All right, so it is a bye run for O'Sully, so Yearwood is out. It is a D-bead, so unfortunately is unable to replace that tire, so unfortunately Yearwood is out. O'Sully is moving on with a bye run. Just a quick little cleanup on that outside zone 2, but this is a solid victory for O'Sully. You know, didn't have to do and compete into the seating brackets yesterday, so chilling, watching, practice earlier today, but now Yearwood, he did have to earn that spot, but unfortunately that monster performance. Trinidad driver, Nappy Boy Automotive, is knocked out with his tire knocking off of his wheel. Bummer.
Looks like we still got a little bit of track cleanup, I believe, when no?
Yeah, a little bit on cleanup on outside zone 2. Leaving the course, O'Sully sweating, but it's a cool sweat now, knowing that he will advance on into 16. And here we are. Also, 5:15 autograph session over in the pit area. So a lot of things to do if you're here at E-Town, including, again, that Sim Magic Sim experience at 4:45. Head on over there. Also a Formula Drift giveaway. They got some gear, some hats. Gonna see Freddie over there. Looks like Ryan Littoral, the Sorensen brother and sister Shanahan, Andy Hately. So again, Amanda and Brandon, Nick Novak, Manoa, Joao Barrion. So those are some of the names. Got Human Rahimi fan there as things are heating up. Again, throw it down to Lorette Nickel.
Well, Cody down here, and I was just asking him about the track because not only is this heat really affecting your car, you had a wire burn up.
Oh yeah, that's really loud. That run got really sauced up, and as soon as I got back, the car actually shut off and there was smoke all inside the cabin, and that's when you came and picked me up, so I don't even know what's going on back there, but some wire burnt up, there's smoke, and it's not tire smoke, it's the bad kind of smoke. It's bad for sure.
Well, we'll get you back there as soon as we can. What is the track doing with this type of heat?
To be honest, the track is very similar to yesterday, but it's not consistent throughout the day, right? So we were chasing grip, so we didn't have grip this morning. We're gonna have grip tonight. Last night it was super gripped up, and it's changing throughout the day, but right now it's very similar to practice.
What data do you have on the settings that you can use now and later tonight?
We're just gonna send it, honestly. We have data, but I'm so comfy with the car right now, it's why change anything? Like, if I change something, it's gonna be completely different. I just wanna send it and have some fun.
Jared, back to you.
Thank you so much, Lorette, Nickel, Cody. What a spirit animal right there. Dude, I'm just here. I'm cozy. Like when it's 100 degrees, the cozy doesn't come to mind.
No, more like sweltering.
Yeah, I'm just sitting in my own pool of sweat, and I'm gonna do the ice bucket challenge. We're gonna bring that back because it's hot.
Waiting for the hands to come out.
Yeah, I don't even know what to do with my hands, but that's awesome. Cody Buchanan. It seems like he's having a lot of fun. We'll see him in top 16. Double burnout box being utilized by our next competitors, and that looks like that will be. Are we going back to? So there's our winner so far, TLO, waiting to find out after not one, but two, and now we're gonna have our third battle between Bystrack and that of Chris Leonard, but we don't know if we're gonna see Cole Richards and Talaska. I believe that's who we're gonna see.
I believe that's who I saw in the box.
And what a great young man Mr. Cole Richards is. That gentleman, he is just really rising to the occasion. How are we doing? Top row, upper deck, VIP.
Yeah, he's got a lot to live up to since he won last year here.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, he is just such a talented young man. Really cool, soft-spoken guy. But you talk about sim and all these different things, and again, Bystrack. Wait, this is not. So this is.
Whoa.
Yeah. Cole Richards and Corey Talaska, just to clarify there. We'll go back to Richards and Bystrack, or Leonard and Bystrack. Here we go. Cole Richards, Coro Works, 86 through that transition in the outside zone 2. Talaska doesn't get all the way out there. Cole Richards sets it right in to that second outside zone. I mean, that was master class, barely nudging it over. Very similar to Tommy Lemaire. And here comes Talaska. He surges forward on that last outside zone. Cole Richards runner's zone game.
Yeah, I really like his initiation here. It's really stylish and kind of having that wow factor here as he flicks it into outer zone 1 there. And Talaska's right there with him, but he kind of scrubs a lot of speed with how much angle, as Richards actually leaves outer zone 1 a little bit early, does a decent smooth transition into outer zone 2. Talaska trying to make up some room here, trying to reel in Richards as he has a nice smooth arc nudging that inner clip 1, and a good transition by both parties here as they go through outer zone 3 and filling up the zone. Good job by both gentlemen here. Talaska had a little bit of few mistakes here in the chase, but all overall very good performance by both gentlemen here. So here's our stats on Cole Richards and Corey Talaska.
All right, we always say, is it a BRZ? Is it 86? Well,
we coined this last year.
Yeah, AE 86Z 9er. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But Richards and Talaska.
An ARZ 86?
Yeah, ARZ 86. So we are now seeing Talaska out front, and Cole Richards will chase him down. Right. Let's see what Talaska's got out front. Cole Richards. He's got Taka Ayano in his corner, in his headset, telling him what's going on. So an absolute legend in the drifting world, showing him the ropes. And right now it seems that he is gripping up. Isn't mimicking the angle exactly of Talaska. Does have that proximity. This is going to be a really good indicator of car awareness. And Cole Richards, you see that transition, doesn't get lost in the smoke. That was a big roll last night. That transition going from outside zone 2 and then going into 3. When you come into that smoke, the lights really intensify it.
Yeah, the only thing I can take away from Richards is he was sacrificing a lot of angle compared to the lead car Talaska's to get that proximity. But Talaska did a good job of filling outer zone 1. They're not leaving it early like Richards did here. But look at the angle difference here as we get through outer zone 2. As Richards is trying to sacrifice a little bit of that to get that proximity. He is in the right spot in the pocket, but just not the same angle. But look at that transition. Nice. Right back in that pocket as they go through outer zone 3. There he's mimicking the angle a lot better through Talaska. So that's going to be, there's a lot of little pieces we can take away from here. And it's going to be a tough call. Could this go one more time? Or the needle doesn't waver for me either way, honestly. It's super close.
All right, well, you keep your opinion yourself, okay? Just, you got to stay an announcer.
Wait,
you got to, no.
Judge without consequence, right?
Just, Again, this is a tough call, to your point, But looking at this, two great looking cars, by the way. Love the E36 and Cole Richards cars.
They had very similar initiations here, but you can look at Talaska, put it on the pressure more than Richards did, and he filled out the outer zone 1 more in the lead position as Talaska. They do a great, both
very similar.
Yeah, good job of doing outer zone 2 here. Richards did have more proximity, but he didn't mimic the angle there. That's another takeaway from there. But that transition in the chase position by Richards, best we've seen all of competition so far today, and that might be the wow factor that could persuade these judges to be like, yep, he deserves to go on to the top 16.
All right, well, we've seen a couple one more times just between our second pair, and we still haven't had a victor. We're, here we are, multiple battles in. So are they sliding left? They sliding right. Sliding right for Talaska. Goes 1 and a 2. Talaska unanimously gets the win. One of you guys throw your headset on, one of our judges, and wrap out. Talaska unanimously gets the win. It was pretty even keel, and I could, hear it in Matt's heart saying, like, I don't know which way. Why Talaska, Reese?
So yeah, when I was watching the battle, Talaska's lead chase was lead run was actually just a lot better. I really like how he filled out outside zone 1. He actually got into outside zone 2, in my opinion, a little bit better. And that's really just what made the definitive decision for me to go with Talaska.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much, Reese Marin. Again, Vernon, Reese, and Brian, our 3 judges. Robin Ishida back in Japan, but he'll rejoin us at our next round of competition. All right.
So it looks like we're going to go back to Matthew Bystruck and Chris Leonard for their third one.
For the third one.
Or third battle.
Yeah. Let's see him run again. We always say one more time, but it's like another one more time. Another one. Yeah, let's do another Khaled. DJ Khaled, okay? Matthew Bystrack, Chris Leonard. This is all right, here we go. Our third, one more time from these gentlemen. Royal Rumble WrestleMania 3 here at E-Town. And Bystrack, he says, you know what, I'm not leaving the judges' hands. Ooh, he did that first battle. Oh, Leonard, some shallow running here on that second outside zone. This is what I was talking about. Don't leave it in the judges' hands, but also, you're abusing your car more and more with each round. Leonard chokes up on that third, but again, let's take a look. Overall, he choked up, but was he impeded by Bystrack? We've seen this not once, but twice, and maybe 3 times?
Yeah,
let's get that overhead view.
Yeah, on the outer zone 2, we'll get into that little piece of the picture here. So Bystrack kind of doing a straight up initiation here. Leonard could have been a little more aggressive here as they get into outer zone 1, and the transition here was just too far behind to make kind of an impact statement here as Bystrack. He pours out a little angle there. Whether it was intentional or not, I don't know, but I don't feel like it choked up the chase driver. He wasn't that close to mess with it. So there it is, and wow, Leonard just whipped that thing around, and really, he didn't come out of drift, but that's a huge deficit on the team Leonard here. So as they switch revolves here, let's get that pony out front and see what Bystrack gets to chew on, what Leonard gives him.
Yeah, he whipped and he no-noed. He didn't nay-nay. Yeah, you guys are chilling right now. How's it going? You guys? All right, here we go. Leonard out front. Bystrack in chase position. All right, Bystrack's got a big opportunity here. I think if he just keeps it clean, doesn't do anything overly zealous. Oh, no! Oh, my God!
He did it.
I didn't do anything. Bystrack did that, and just as I was literally, Leonard does have to finish out this run because he was the lead car. Hold it together, and that's going to be Leonard's victory, just with that major mistake on the transition. As long as he kept it clean and kept it tidy, nothing overzealous, and whammo. I don't have that kind of power. I wish I did. I really wish I did.
You always mention that, Dave.
Oh my goodness. Bystrack, brother.
Good night.
Oh.
He's got a backup car, though. So.
Oh, man. Oh,
it almost looked like the front end washed out on him. Let's take another look here from the eye of the sky. This Air Force replay. Leonard throwing it in there in outer zone 1. Oh, there it is. It's straight out. And he's around
3, babe.
Using the wrong place, wrong time. And that's going to seal this third time battling of these guys' fate here as Leonard is going to.
I thought Bystrack just had it, man. He just needed to be in that. Didn't need to get crazy. Didn't need to get nuts. But, he just says, I'm going to go to Costco and get that big thing of nuts. And he went right into the wall and just, such a bummer for him. And like you said, he is looking to debut his new car. But Chris Leonard gets the win. And coincidentally, Bystrack's new car will be a Ford Mustang. Let's throw it down to Lorette Nickel. Lorette.
Well, Corey and I are just chatting, and sorry, Corey You were working, you and the team, until 1 a.m. last night because there were a few issues that you guys were repairing. What were you fixing?
Yeah, last night in our seating battle, it was a sweet battle, but our clutch was almost gone the entire time. So I was just holding it as much as I could and hope that it didn't slip enough to come out of drift. And as soon as we won our battle against Napic, which was awesome, we pulled it right into the trailer, pulled the trans out, pulled the clutch, serviced everything, replaced everything we could with a fresh ACT, and car runs great today.
And you were just saying the track's running about 145 degrees, so how are the tires holding up?
Yeah, the tire temps are getting really hot really fast. The second run in the battle is way noticeably different than the first one just because of the tire temps. And of course, it's just hot out here, but yeah, I'm loving it. This is awesome.
Corey, we'll see you in top 16. Thank you. Jared.
Corey Talaska, congratulations. 1, 2. Is that your logo upside down? Just asking for a friend. Just the cool logo. Just wondering why it's upside down. Don't end up on your roof. All right, Farooq Kawhi and Lewis Lands. And let's see what Lewis has got for Farooq. Farooq feeling confident. He's feeling the flow. Talking to Spotter. He says everything's running good. And yeah, we are not even halfway through after seeing, like you said, 3 one more times between our 2 gentlemen there. But some good battles so far. Absolutely. You know, and just like I said, and Talaska talked about it, and Cody Buchanan talks about it. The conditions change. You talked about it on the top of the show. Does it get slickier or grippier when the lights come on and it gets darker and the temperature drops?
It always grips up. When the track gets cooler, it's going to grip up.
And it just changes the full dynamics of the car.
Yeah, so you got to either overcome that with tire pressure, turbo cars, or you can maybe turn the boost up, or just put some more air in the tires.
Yeah. Air it up, then you're riding on skates as opposed to low tire pressure. All right, here we go. Farooq and Lewis Lands. Farooq out front. That Ineos Oil S chassis initiates a real awkward kind of line. It didn't get under the wall. Just went straight towards Added. So let's see if Farooq can get it loose. The juice is loose for Farooq. That second outside zone. See how he is on that inside clip. Man, I mean, Lewis, you could barely see Lands. That gets really sketchy. And yeah, wow. Lewis is just at Bath and Body Works, but no soap bombs. That is just all smoke, man.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm not sure if these two got to practice tandeming over the weekend here before their battle, but Lance did a good job of kind of giving you some weird lines, some awkward lines here in the front of Farooq here. He kind of entered the zone halfway in itself, and then here we go. Lance trying to put the pressure on through outer zone 2. Does a great job there. A lot of wavering from Farooq. And Lands himself, but he keeps his composure, trying to put that pressure on. And look at this transition here. We get around, and I think it was one good tire off there, but they both filled that outer zone 3 pretty well and finished the run. So yeah, let's reverse the roles, see what Lands can do with some clean air, and Farooq out there chasing that Corvette.
Yeah, Farouk's line, that just really stood out to me. And obviously, you know, we're scrutinizing the runs, we're calling the calls, but he just went straight at it as opposed to initiating. You know, you don't need to necessarily ride the wall, but you want to be somewhere in that vicinity, and he was just in a different area code.
Yeah, I had to get like geometry class and stuff, but you got to match that radius.
Exactly.
And like just
I failed math.
Ease in there. Well, that's why I'm here.
Good. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, I know you're a machinist and do things and build stuff. And,
sure.
Right? Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I like precision.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a little more sloppy. I don't know if you've seen me.
You'll probably beat me in golf, though. So
yeah. There we go. All right, I'll take that one. All right, so here we go. We got Farooq and Lewis Lands coming down the pipe on the second portion of this battle. Lewis will lead. Looks like we got hands on the car, and looks like an official, obviously not. Could have been a cameraman or somebody buttoning something up.
Yeah, maybe they're deleting a bumper or some sort of item off that Corvette.
Yep, giving the thumbs up. Here we go, sending cars. Run 2 of this battle. Lands out front. Got a little nasty. Almost hitting those cones there. And now into that. That's the kind of line we're looking for. But look at Farooq. He's kind of twisting the screws on him, but now has to back off. And that pressure early on. It's hard to maintain that sense of proximity now. Past that inside clip, Lands goes into that final outside zone. Much different Lands out front as opposed to that chase position with all that smoke in his face. So he lets the fans sign his car. If you've seen that, the white on the side, he lets his fans sign his car, come up, and be part of their story.
Look at this, though. He does a great job initiating before even the 2 mark and gets a tire almost 2 in outer zone 1. Farooq there kind of mistimed his transition there as they exit outer 1 and into 2, and he's sacrificing a little bit of angle there. He's wavering a lot, but look at Lance there, smooth through that whole outer zone 2. Good approximation to that inner clip. Brings it around here. Farooq kind of late to the party in that transition again as Lance fills that outer zone 3 beautifully. And comparing just even lead to lead and chase, I feel like Lance was a little more dominant in both positions here.
And there it is, taking a look. We love you, giving some love here.
888
to Lance. Yeah, it's a great number. Solid number there for Lewis Lance. Yeah, definitely sweaty, but we'll see if he's ready to keep on moving. He would go against whoever obviously wins this. Farooq or Lewis would go against Corey Talaska. Just had some words with him. He says, again, working on the car, maybe take a break. Saw some misters out in the fan area too.
Oh, that'd be nice.
It's like a
for
an
them.
elephant bath over there. Just go play in the water for a little bit. All right, still waiting for the verdict here. So Farooq and Lewis still waiting for their verdict here in our GT Radial Top 32. Taking our look at our BC Racing.
Yeah, look at you can see Farooq there in the lead position, getting in the outer zone 1 way later than Lance did. And here we go, bringing it around here. Farooq trying to sacrifice angles, not even in the zone or the pocket in that chase position. As you can see, Lance is kind of trying to match Farouk's lead position there as they both get through inner clip 1 there, and Lance, I think they're looking for maybe 2 tires off, but from what I can tell, it was only 1. I think that's why we judge want to see the side by side, and that's what's going on here.
All right, so still waiting. Looking in the cockpit of Farooq at Ineos Oil. Busy man, building cars up there in Northern California. Slide him left for Farooq or right for Lewis Lance. One more time, and Lewis Lance. So 2-1. Lewis gets the victory and advances on. All right, well, we are officially halfway through our GT Radial Top 32. GT Radial, the official tire of the Prospec Championship. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
On race day, when you want to show everyone out there who's the best,
here we go, Frederick Osborne.
You really need to be focused. I tell myself, I got this. I'm the best there is.
The star is Frederick Osborne.
Looking for what comes next, for that moment when everything finally...
1 minute!
Whichever path you choose, it starts here.
Max Gear is a high-performance synthetic gear oil designed to provide maximum protection to heavily loaded gear. Slippery synthetic molecules and center look additive package not only reduce wear, they virtually eliminate both gear and bearing wear. We run 1,000 horsepower through our transmission and differential all season long and never have a problem. Eliminate a variable. Drift with Royal Purple Max Gear. Pour purple, Royal Purple. You can find Max Gear at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
NGK and NTK is more than just high ignitability spark plugs and precision sensors. They're about growing the car community. This is why they're introducing Shop Squad, an automotive meeting place for shop owners, service writers, technicians, students, and industry professionals to come together and share knowledge and encourage self-growth. Enrolling is free, and you have access to on-demand training, digital newsletters, product launch information, and more. Woo!
All right, well, for all y'all sticking around, and if you're watching from home, we're going to have a halftime break, so why not go skateboarding, because it's Go Skateboarding Day, like my man Lee DuPont right there. He is out there shooting. He's been shooting videos for such a long time. He's actually a former pro skateboarder, great dude, and a great golfer, by the way. So, Parker, DeAnda, I know you're home, so you can go skateboarding later, okay, in the halftime break. So, all right, let's throw down to Lorette Nickel. Lorette, can you do a kickflip, Lorette? Do a kickflip.
You don't want me to do a kickflip. As you can see, all of the signatures here from the fans of Louise Lands signing your car. This is such a special thing you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're here because of fans, and you know they're the reason that we get to do this and have fun with it. So might as well give them, you know, somewhere that they could put their name.
Yeah, amazing. And we know that unfortunately Atlanta wasn't great for you, but now it feels like maybe this is redemption, and that forward momentum can keep going.
Yeah, for sure. We had a lot of issues in Atlanta with the car and everything, and I feel like here we're much better today. We learned a lot from Atlanta. It was our first time at FD, and I'm really grateful to be here, really.
Yeah, it must have been an overwhelming experience.
For sure, it really was.
What were some of the issues that you were dealing with in Atlanta?
Motor problems, and we didn't set the suspension right for it. I never driven the track before, and it was wet, so it was kind of like really challenging for me.
Okay. Louise, thank you so much. We'll see you in the next round. Jared, Matt.
Thank you so much, Luis. As again, giving back, fun way, as we are officially halfway through our GT Radial Top 32. The names in yellow, those are advancing on. As we advance on, we kick things off with the gentleman that is essentially his home track. He competes in the E-Town Gambler. He's been campaigning a vehicle with Chris Forsberg Racing for quite some time. He's got a new steel livery, and he is going against Jeff Donati. He's got the an homage to kind of the Pink Pig, the Porsche livery that has been run numerous times, notably on 24 Hour Le Mans, but here he is applying it on a different German vehicle, BMW. So Alex Jagger with that Steal It. That's all new gray, dub gray finish on that Nissan 370Z. Here we go. Alex Jagger initiates. Nice, good, fluid line there for Alex Jagger. Jeff Donati, fluid as well, just back a little bit. Let's see how Jagger handles this. Second outside zone. Set it and forget it. Lock and load. Look at that counters here. Jeff Donati again, mimicking the angle, but just about 1 to 1.5 car lengths back. Goes in that last outside zone. Alex Jagger digs deep. Jeff Donati digs even deeper. He gets that backhoe out there and throws some dirt into the crowd. So splash zone, not of a wet kind, but more of a dirt gravel throwing kind. Gravel machine gun.
Yeah, before these guys were battling, I was kind of comparing in my head what Jeff was telling me. But let's take a look at this initiation by Jagger, straight up, filling that auto zone great. Like you said, Jeff is just as smooth in his position, but he's just far behind and just can't quite close the door as Jagger continues to be very smooth out front, and Donati is trying to play the catch-up game, sacrificing a little bit of angle, does a great job of mimicking the transition here as he goes deep in outer zone 3. Looks like they both kept, especially Donati, he only had one tire drop there, as you can see from the poof of dirt cloud there. And going back to what Donati was telling me yesterday, was his strategy was to put on a good lead run and make the car a little looser. So against Jagger, I don't know if that's the best strategy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. And you know, he's coming from that Chris Forsberg Racing camp. They know how to build cars, not taking anything away from Jeff, but there it is, that loose initiation, and look, it might pay off for him. Yeah. And looking like they're mimicking kind of each other's lines. Here goes Jeff in that second outside zone, but not shaking Jagger. So again, about a car length back, but maybe tempering the flame a little bit. And he's going to turn up the heat here in this last outside zone. Jeff's car's not kicking up a lot of smoke, but oh, Jagger goes deep into the dirt, so he goes even deeper.
that.
So Joe, boy, and he does D-beat on that back left. That is definitely telling of going really deep. But keep in mind, this is his second run, right? Is it?
Yeah, I don't think it's.
No, it's not. Okay, my bad. Just a lot of dirt on that thing.
So
he does not
take
D-beat.
another look at that.
Yeah.
That's 2 off, and I'm sure the judges are going to be scrutinizing that as well. But look at how smooth Jeff was in front. I was really surprised Jagger didn't have more proximity here. Maybe he expected him to be. I'm not sure what's going on with the Jagger the chase here, because it looked like he was kind of struggling just a little bit to my surprise here. But Jeff just smooth. Even it's outer zone 3, and very aggressive transition with Jagger. He's out of frame there, so we can't really say. Maybe we can get an overhead drone shot to see, like Jared loves to say, the truth serum.
Yeah, that overhead, we love that. Oh, here we go. That's perfect.
Okay, so
as long as he sticks with him, we're good.
So decent transition, but it was probably too aggressive. One, and right to the left of that line. I would deem that, in my opinion, 2 off, unfortunately. So I think that seals Jagger's fate.
The crew has modified the track. They pushed that wall off about 3 feet from where the location was previous years. And for that reason, because they were pushing and people were getting in the wall, the bumpers, and, not writing off cars, but definitely causing some more damage. But with that, you can see the line is just more and more eroding away. But if that wall was there, that would have been pretty bad for the back end of that Z.
Yeah, I think
get some more cans of steel in.
Had more cars written off in practice.
Absolutely.
This weekend already if the wall wasn't moved back. So it also allows them to kind of thread that needle and kind of like to see how precise these guys can be. So we slid them all the way.
There it is.
Donati's going to go on to our top 16.
Yep, slide him left for Jagger or right for Donati, and Donati gets the win. And that one major mistake. I mean, both of them kind of made this similar mistake, but Jagger, it hurt him a lot more as he went deeper into the dirt, 2 tires off, and a lot of hope for Alex Jagger, and I feel for him. I know he really wants this. Currently second in the standings, so that's going to shake up the standings.
Yeah, that's right.
With only 4 rounds, it's really going to shake things up. Donati gets the victory. Hey, you doubted him. It paid off for him. Congratulations, Jeff Donati.
He said that the lead run, and that was almost a clinic of the lead run that we were looking for in here. It was so smooth in that little piglet of the car.
Yeah, nice. Oink, oink. Well, it paid off. So as we move on to our next battle, we're talking about Kelsey Rawlings and Mr. McDowell. So we are looking at Brandon McDowell and Kelsey Rawlings. Kelsey Spotter saying her car's up to snuff. Both these drivers, guy and gal, coming to us from Florida. And man, look at the size of that.
Is this it?
This is it! Passionate about a life in racing? Circle track, drag racing, drifting, or monster jam. Find it all at the University of Northwestern Ohio.
The passion here is very different than I've seen any other school. You guys set them up very, very well to succeed and to win in a big-time way.
The fact there's a school you can go to for racing is just a little bit insane, but it's very cool because it gives kids like me the opportunity to chase that dream.
See where your future can take you with a high-performance motorsports degree from the University of Northwestern Ohio. If
this is your idea of ladylike? You're gonna fit right in. Join us at Toyota Racing.
So the next step was to get this thing on a proper ECU, especially with all the technology that Link has to offer.
Which should give us full communication and full control over all the sensors.
But so far, being able to log in and review every lap has been a huge plus.
To have Link pull through and step up for us and just help us out to be able to all pull it together.
That's all he needs. Simple, cheap, easy, works, good ECU, weatherproof.
It's got enough IOs too, like we're doing tons of stuff. Oil, fuel pressure, boost control.
All those features I have thanks to the Link ECU.
Holy cow, look at this. Welcome out to Road Atlanta. Oh, Vaughn goes wide. You can't ask for better weather, better vibes, and a better time than right here, right now. James the Machine Dean versus Vaughn Kent Jr. comes in. Look at that, pulling that left tire up as Vaughn Kent Jr. goes into the dirt. Here we go, the Manoa-Jones battle. Now Jones out front. Jeff Jones, that big drift energy, he is showing everybody that right now. Odie Bakshi's going against Mr. Dimitri Brutsky. Oh, Brutsky gets aggressive. Unfortunately, it bites back. James Machine Dean will lead Dylan the Dozer Hughes in the chase position. Whoa! Lifting that front tire once again. You can see how loose that suspension is. Dylan the Dozer Hughes is going to try to chase him down. Rope sharpens here. Christopher Forsberg. Oh, look at that. Oh, just knocking off that bumper. Here we go. Oh, Forrest. He applies the pressure. Look at Wang. The BCL, Big Country Labs Wang Gang sticking out of the smoke like a shark fin. RCP Rome Sharpens here coming down the hill. Padoodle, whoa, there we go, losing parts here. Oh, buddy, RCP goes rallycross. Oh my gosh. Get out, Odie, get out. Now it's Frederick Osbo versus Simon Olsen. Let's say dance. Whoa, buddy. Little lack of angle, kind of rolling into it there, Jacob. Now coming up the hill in that first outside zone. Here comes Frederick Osbo. Some wavering, going to the first outside zone, getting into the second. There, Simon's like, all right, I'm going to put it in there. So does, oh no! Olsen shuts it down! Olsen goes left! Olsen shuts it down! Congratulations to Frederick Osbo. He gets the victory. What a wild ride. What a beautiful day here in New Jersey. The Garden State is about to be the Smoky State because this is round 4 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship as we make our way over what I call the Crazy 8, the Figure 8 track. Holy cow!
Everything felt awesome.
Whoa, buddy. They banged doors, they banged back wheels. What the heck was that? Unbelievable. Adam LC, James Dean, RTR. An RTR vehicle will win. Adam Peloton Send It for the Gym Nation. Welcome to Orlando Speed World.
How could you not love to see cars ripping around a track?
You know Ken Block never signed boots? Keep it goofy.
Yeah. This is a page in the history book that we will never forget.
Let's send it!
We're up here behind the scenes, up here in the announcer's booth. All right, RCP, Ryan Literal. We are moving on to our next battle. I'll tell you what, RCP is surging. The Garagistic BMW high on the bank blends in the green of the vehicle and that wall. Look at that, just chameleon, karma chameleon, red, gold, and green. Oh, we lose another bumper there in that killer crossover. Here comes Ryan Literal, but RCP continues on, no problem. That dude has seen more hits, takes a lick and it keeps on ticking.
Things constantly unfolding. The story's unfolding, and that's what's cool being up here. We got AC, so I'm very sorry, but it's still hot because just all the pressure, man. It's just cool. But Orlando, the vibes. Look at the people. What's cool about Orlando fans? There's, you know, everything from amateur, pro-am, just they're really well-educated fans. So I feel like we're kind of building up. They know that we're only in 32. You got to pace yourself. 16, 8, 4. And then a winner under the light. So they just know they're educated fans. That's what's cool. It's heating up. We still got a lot more tires to burn as we send it here at Orlando Speed World. Welcome to Orlando Speed World. Hot, sweaty, and you get a dirty panda like this gentleman right here. No, don't be shy. Don't be shy. This guy, old dirty panda, this guy makes so many things happen behind the scenes. He hates everybody, but he loves everybody at the same time. Like all these people here in Orlando. Let's party at OSW.
What a dick.
Unbelievable day for you. The first time that you had advanced into the top 16. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Everything seems that it's working really well for you. Is that right?
Yeah, the car feels great. It's pretty crazy. We had to do 3 runs to get here, but you know, it's our first top 16, and I'm super stoked. Last year was super hard. We changed like everything on the car. We're running the new WiseFab kit on it, and the car is phenomenal now. So we have a tough battle ahead of us. We're going to make sure everything's perfect. It looks good. So we're going to just put 125% and come after Tommy. He gave me a favor. We got a bye run, you know, yesterday because he drew our number. But sorry, we're coming after you.
Okay, so you haven't run Tommy Lemaire before, but you were watching a lot of data. So where's your confidence level?
I'm really confident because, like I said, the car is just fantastic, and we've been running hard all day. I just know that he's really fast, so we're going to just have to be on our A game and make sure we're right there and mimic everything he does perfectly. So.
Okay. Well, the temperature has been a talking point for all of us, and you know, as we're walking through the pits, it's gravelly. This track looks a little bit sharp. Is it the same inside? Is it the same kind of condition that you're going against?
Yeah, especially now the sun's all the way up. The track's gotten so hot, it's actually really slick. So from like, I think after like 1 o'clock, it just got really awful. We've been going down in tire pressure the whole time to try to get a little bit more grip. So we're fighting that, and then the heat in the car. I don't have a cool suit, so I'm just like dumping water on myself in the car to try to stay cold. So that's been pretty crazy, but yeah, it's like I just checked the ground temp. It's like 135 right now, so it's hot.
So what's the temperature in the car?
I haven't checked it, but it's at least like 130. It gets rough in there. So.
And mentally, what does that do to you?
I try not to think about it. You know, I got to deal with it, so I just try not to think about how hot it is and push through it. So luckily, we're not doing the practice anymore, so I'm not sitting in the car the whole time for 2 hours. So that's pretty nice. I can come and cool off, but yeah, it's still real hot.
It is really hot. So you said that you're dialing down the tire pressure. With that, do you ever have any worries about debeating?
Oh yeah, for sure. We don't. We try not to run that low because that just takes you out of the competition. It's like shooting yourself in the foot. So we played a lot with it and figured out really where our level is that we can go down before DB'd. So we try to keep it above that.
Okay, and there's a lot of action going on, or there was when we got here. What's the team looking at dialing in the rear of a car?
So I hit the wall in the second run. So we swapped out the bash bar, we checked the suspension, then just simple things. We put fuel, tires, and then because we did so many runs back to back, the car was overheating. So we're at like 245. So we're dumping gallons of water on the radiator, throwing like every fan we have on it just to try to cool the car down. But it'll be good, and hopefully later it will cool off a little bit. And if we don't do one more times, we won't have to worry about the car overheating. So.
Yeah, but you got to clean it up, right? You got to make sure that you don't do that one more time, one more times. Anything particular that you're going to be working on in your next battle against Tommy Lemaire?
No, I don't really think that we need to change too much on the car. So we're going to just make sure we're consistent and drive like we have been. So. Yeah, it'll be good.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, we're going to see Chris Leonard in top 16.
Let's go. Hey.
Martini, and I'm over here on Torque Motorsports to talk about Torque Drift 2's newest update, and I gotta say, it's huge. I absolutely love it. I'm a huge fan. I'm addicted. I think I have a problem. The team heard you and the hundreds of thousands of others over the past couple months as well. Simply put, you wanted a way to earn something in-game so you can buy and build cars with parts. We listened because I am genuinely stoked to announce that Torque Drift 2 has its very own currency that you can earn right now called Tofu. Torque Funds isn't a crypto coin or anything like that, and it never will be at any time in the future. It's just an in-game currency, and it's the means of exchange in Torque Drift 2. It's earnable for free by playing freestyle, earning XP, and reaching the 5 daily Tofu checkpoints, which gets you up to 30 Tofu a day. You can buy Tofu packs if you'd like in the Tofu shop, and it's accessible in the player status bar, but you don't need to. Freestyle is the first of many new game modes, and it pins you against the clock to hit clipping zones at iconic tracks like FD Irwindale and FD Long Beach. You get to improve your score by mastering drifts, wall taps, careful wall taps because I've messed it up before, transitions, and so much more. And if you place high enough, you get ranked onto the leaderboards. With that said, we are bringing the community together with just a touch of competition. Introducing multiplayer leaderboards. So we've got new competitions, we've got new in-game currency, we've got new multiplayer opportunities. On the game side, we've made huge improvements to the UI and UX. We added a patch notes link at the login screen to learn about our changes in more detail so that you know what's going on. We made a bunch of optimizations to our tracks to give our quality settings more frame rate. We fixed some bugs, cleaned up some stock parts appearing in the wrong spots. We've got a bug report link that now works and cleaned up some clipping points in Hakone so you're no longer just randomly flipping your car. Oh, and we made things a bit cleaner by introducing a brand new place in the game called The Shop. From here is where you can shop for cars, car parts, Prospec cars that are available to pick up with Tofu, our in-game currency if you want, and more. And for the modders, we have a kick-ass new road tool that simplifies track creation from start to finish. You can snap terrain, customize road material to create your own crazy track, and then share that with your friends and the 350,000 other players in our track list that is growing each and every day. With that said, we are absolutely stoked to have 0.9 ready for you guys and gals. We have been working, honestly, we've been working our asses off to make these changes and to make the game even bigger and better than ever before. And if you've given it a try once and it wasn't your cup of tea, we truly believe that you should give this another chance because it is wickedly fun on controller and also on a steering wheel. And if you play the game, shoot us your best drift clips over at alex@greasemonkeygames.com. I'd love to take a look at them or tag us on Instagram with the hashtag TorqueDrift2. I'm Alex Martini. I'm over here on Torque Motorsport, and we hope you enjoyed this update, and we'll see you on the next one. Adios.
So the next step was to get this thing on a proper ECU, especially with all the technology that Link has to offer.
Which should give us full communication and full control over all the sensors.
But so far, being able to log in and review every lap has been a huge plus.
To have Link pull through and step up for us and just help us out to be able to all pull it together.
That's all we need. Simple, cheap, easy, works, good ECU, weatherproof.
It's got enough IOs too, like we're doing tons of stuff. Oil, fuel pressure, boost control.
All those features I have thanks to the Link ECU.
GT Radial. Experience ultra high performance.
The final touch to my dream build is a Sony Mobile ES system. Time to cruise with Sony Mobile ES.
モータースポーツで得た高度な技術をすべてのレイズホイール一本に込める魂は永遠に変わらない。ビヨンド・ザ・レボリューション。ザ・コンセプト・イズ・レーシング。
Can you hear me, Cam? Can you hear me?
Here we are, Englishtown Raceway Park. Little technical difficulties as we are moving on to our battle of Kelsey Rawlings and Brandon McDowell.
Can you?
All right, 10 cars, Kelsey Rawlings, Brandon McDowell. Kelsey Rawlings will lead. McDowell giving chase. Here goes Kelsey Rawlings underneath the bridge in that first outside zone. Brandon McDowell, it's that, oh, he goes, exceeds, he goes far in outside zone 1. Outside zone 2, that big. Kelsey Rawlings put the car in the right way. Now coming through into that final outside zone. Definitely want to focus in on Brandon McDowell on that first outside zone in that chase position. Let's take a look at it again at different angles.
Yeah, taking a look here, Jared, we're looking at the Air Force replay as Kelsey Rawlings throws it in there, and look at how aggressive McDowell was. He's got 1, 2, but 3 wheels off there, and Kelsey's all by herself going to that outer zone 2 as McDowell tries to salvage the run, even though he does technically have an incomplete here with more than even 2 tires off. Kelsey did a good job of keeping her composure. It gives that inner clip a little boop there as they go through outer zone 3, and McDowell still in the frame, still in the fight. We got to switch and reverse it and see what McDowell can do out front, pending any mistakes from Kelsey.
Yeah, Brandon McDowell just got a little too aggressive, put too much sauce on it, and just went hot and heavy into that first outside zone. But McDowell, he's looking forward to putting down a good lead run. He is actually hoping that Kelsey Rawlings makes essentially an incomplete. I mean, that was clear as day that that McDowell went off. So here we go. McDowell will lead Kelsey Rawlings in the chase position. Here we go, coming down into the chute, into this first outside zone. Here goes Brandon McDowell. You can get an overhead on that. Didn't seem like he was too deep in the outside zone. There it is. He's ripping up again. Comes up way short on the second outside zone. But Kelsey Rawlings, where is she at? She is very off of that second. Oh, and Kelsey spins.
Oh, no. She had a little gift with the bow on it there, and kind of threw it out the window, unfortunately.
But, I mean, lead to lead, chase to chase. I mean, look at Brandon. I don't know. I mean, he's struggling. I don't know if him and his car, they're in a good relationship right now.
Yeah,
it's complicated.
Yeah, maybe the turbo's angry. He was extremely shallow there in outer zone 1, and Kelsey's still in the frame here going through outer zone 2, but he's not even in the picture here in outer zone 2. And Kelsey making up some ground, taking some angle out of the car to gain some proximity as McDowell comes around, and she just kind of over-rotates there as she had too much angle before that transition and kind of took herself out of the fight. So they both had independent mistakes in their chase position. So
I feel like the chase runs cancel each other out. They're both incomplete, but now let's default to the lead runs, which both of them had some mistakes.
Right.
We'll see where they're at, but you know, these are the runs that, you know, I also feel for him a little bit. Again, thank you for your patience. Little technical difficulties going to this and slide it. Yeah, that's what I have to assume.
All right.
Kelsey Rawlings gets the win, and I have to assume, kind of talking out loud here and talking to the judges indirectly, Brian, it just lead versus lead, and Kelsey had a better lead run than Brandon McDowell. Yeah, okay,
right,
perfect. But the chase runs, like, you know, Kelsey, what's that? Yeah. Kelsey definitely needs to tidy that up if she wants to advance on any further from the 16.
Yeah, I feel like McDowell doing a little landscaping there was probably what, you know, that would have been an impossible chase, let's say, if he was in the lead position.
Right.
So,
but also, I do feel for them. You know, they were getting ready to run. We had technical difficulties over here, but, you know, so they got iced a little bit. So
right.
That you know, plays a small strategy in it, but overall, you know, you got to be ready to run.
Right.
You know, so again, with regardless, you know, again, Kelsey Rawlings comes out on top. Congratulations to her. All right, so moving on to our next battle, and it looks like it's Nate Chen versus Margaritas Katsanidis. All right, the LS Doctor, the Greek Doctor, the Doctor. We'll see if he's the O Doctor. Moving on into the top 16. Nate Chen.
Oh, is Nate sleeping there? What's going on?
Obviously didn't get restarted there. Nate Chen with the Manji entry. Big entry there for him. Puts it right in the right spot. Nice job by Nate Chen. Transitions. Very fluid. Look at that. Minimal corrections, if any at all. The car bounced around a lot. You can see the attitude of the car. But not shaken. The Greek Doctor stays right there on him. Both those guys navigate past that inside clip into this final outside zone. Nate Chen, I got to tell you, that was a great lead run by Nate Chen. Seems like he is definitely ready. You know, if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a noise? There's a great job there for Nate Chen, and he's making a lot of noise.
For sure, that little BR6, what do we like to call it there. Doctor, I really liked his chase run here, and Nate gave him a lot of opportunity. He's filling the zones in to, you know, put on a good chase. He's awesome proximity here. I was really pumped seeing this coming out of outer zone 2 as they both cross inner clip 1. This is where I think fell apart in the chase position. He just did a little too late, not aggressive enough, and didn't fill the zone in, and that's going to be a deficit on Margaritas there as they switch for roles here.
All right, so like you said, I mean, on the outside zone 2, I felt like they were both right there in the mix, but adding to that, yeah, Greek Doctor needs to tighten it up, but
yeah, put a suture in there or something.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's see what Katsanidis has for Nate Chen out front. Initiate straight line approach in that first outside zone. Nate Chen drops into formation. He's in the pocket. Oh, look at that. Applies the pressure and doesn't back down. I mean, look at that. You can see Katsumias, he is mimicking that angle even a little bit deeper. Keep that proximity. You can mimic that angle, but here's where it gets treacherous. Nate Chen holds on to it. Great transition by both the drivers, and Nate Chen does not crack under pressure. Look at that fist pump out the window for the number 4, Nate Chen.
Awesome
Chen
run,
Chen, baby.
Yeah, that for sure. That was exciting there. As Margaritas does kind of a straight line approach here, but Chen's there with him the entire run here. JR, looking at me, does this timing perfectly. Almost clips the corner of that BMW as he puts on the pressure. He does sacrifice a little bit of angle here through outer zone so he can get that proximity, but it's very minimal here. Look at this transition. Boom, attack mode on from the Chen. And here we go, filling out outer zone 3 as he just continues to put on the pressure, and that's where Margaritas fell apart, and that's going to be the difference if you compare him apples to apples with that chase run. That's where Nate's going to have that advantage, and the judges can see.
I mean, that is clear as day. Well done by Nate Chen. Probably some of the best driving and the most confident. It just seemed that he just really owned that. He owned that run, and it did not leave a doubt in anybody's mind watching that run that he deserved that victory. So congratulations. Nate Chen moves on, taking out Margaritas Katsanias, the Greek doctor, the Ellis doctor, but unfortunately gets knocked down 32. Austin Mata, Casey Cole, this should be a fun one. These two just absolutely, let's just call it what it is. These two pirates, dude. These guys are ready to have some fun, man. They like to put on a show. They like to have a good time, you know, building, develop their vehicles. So Shakopee, Minnesota, now in Oklahoma. Casey Cole out front. Excuse me, Casey Cole in the chase position. Austin Mata now into this second outside zone. You can see Mata digs in, really just owning. Oh, and look at that. Oh, boy. Casey Cole way overshoots that second outside zone. He got intimate with the wall, and the wall will always win. So Mata, he kept it on the road. He definitely did not lead Casey Cole off the track.
Yeah, I liked how well Mata filled all his zones. He checked all the boxes in lead position. I like to kind of dissect what things went wrong here for Casey Cole in that outer zone 2. See if we can get a look at our Air Force replay. And Casey Cole right there with him. Does a good job of transitioning here, and I'm getting word from our race control that he did DB there, so let's see if we can pinpoint the time that it happened. It's probably right around there. And, I didn't realize that it was that fierce. So here we go, Mata finishing out that run, filling outer zone 3 beautifully. Both tires in the paint, and finishes it out. Let's take another look here as they get through into outer zone 2. Cole trying to make up ground here, and that's where it kind of fell apart. That's probably where the DB happened. There's a little bit of almost like a whoop section there in that drag strip section, and
skipping a
that could have been
bump,
the
not a jump.
that could have been the nail there for Casey Cole. Unfortunately, he's in a extreme deficit as stopping drifting is definitely considered an incomplete there on Cole's position.
Oh, what a bump.
Oh, and he debeated, so he's going to be done.
The D-bead will pretty much solidify that he's out because it was under his own power. There was no contact there, so it's a D-bead under his own power. So this will, from what I'm understanding, is Mata will have a bye run by himself, obviously, and will advance on. Unfortunately, with Casey taking himself out, or the tire taking itself out.
Yeah, you can have low pressure, but you can't have zero, and that's unfortunate for Casey. He works so hard on his car himself, and everything else, so it's tough to see.
And exactly what you're talking about, before is that whoop section right there through outside zone 2. Could have just bounced him and kicked him into the wall. So here's how our top 16 is shaping up. You can see all the yellow names. That's who's advancing on if you're just joining us. And it looks like Mata will be colored in yellow, but 4 more battles left. So Mata and Chen, that'll be a great battle. Just judges kind of acknowledging that'll be a really good one to watch, just seeing what we just saw. So as 4 more battles left, Mata will take a bye run. He needs to show that his car is capable. All right, down to Lorette Nickel. Lorette.
Well, Kelsey and I are just talking about the run that she had on track, and the chase run's turning out to be a little bit tricky. How do you dial those in moving forward?
Yeah, I think Brandon went 2 tires off in his follow, so he zeroed out his follow. And approaching the inner clip on my follow, I came in at not a great line, so I got in his smoke line, and I lost sight of where I was, and I saw a base of a clipping point like in the middle of the transition spot. I was like, So I transitioned, I came out of the smoke line, I'm like, oh, I was way too shallow. So over-rotated, and we both zeroed our follows. So I think the judges judged on our lead runs, and I guess I just squeaked by there. I got a little lucky.
Well, we'll see you in the top 16. Kelsey, thanks so much. Matt, Jared.
Thank you so much, Lorette Nickel.
Can you hear me?
As we are getting ready. And here we go, Austin Mata. Austin Mata taking his bye run. All right, Austin Mata with his bye run and will advance on into the 16. Yep. Yeah, here we go. So there we are. Again, Austin Mata gets the victory, advancing on. And 4 more battles left. That bye run, unfortunately, again, Casey Cole taking himself out. So we got Lovers Hansen, Jaden Mortarana, Brian Wills, Jack Davis, Amanda Sorensen, Dustin Miles, and Nick Jimenez. Josh Love, Rudy Hansen. This should be a fun one. Love and Hansen both love to put on a show.
Yeah, they're not full wild cards, but anything can happen with these drivers. Like Love can throw down. Rudy, you always would surprise me. He's very aggressive as well, and but he's also methodical, believe it or not.
Yeah.
He learns a lot from all the teams in the paddock.
That's cool.
Yeah.
He learns by osmosis. Surrounds himself.
Sure.
Yeah, here we go. So, all right, love to love you, baby. Here we go. Josh Love leading out front. Josh Love initiates aggressive initiation, but Hansen right there. Talking about dropping in the pocket. He's learning by osmosis right now because he's getting close to Josh Love. And that second outside zone goes Love and Hansen. Great battle up until this point. Hold on to it. Here we go. This is where Hansen had some difficulty yesterday in the seating brackets. Now coming down, he looks like, again, methodical. He learned yesterday.
Yeah, redemption.
Yeah, absolutely. So great run there by both the drivers.
Yeah, I felt like there's a little contact there in outer zone 1. Let's take another look at that, Jared, as we see the run up here. I felt like Josh's car or even Rudy's car looked a little upset there, but we're a little ahead of that now as we go through outer zone 2, and Rudy putting the pressure on Love here as they just pour on that GT Radial smoke, and Love getting nice and cozy with that inner clip and mimic that transition beautifully. And Rudy staying in that pocket. You didn't want to get too far ahead of that front bumper of Josh Love here as they come around here. We're looking at that outer zone 3 again, and he kind of gets reels it back in there just where he wants to be, and that's where you want to do in the chase position. You don't want to be too far ahead. Obviously, you don't want to be too far back where you're not in the picture. Rudy hanging back on the start there. So I mentioned the contact. We didn't get to see that on that replay, but that might be what they're discussing right now. So we had a complete run with contact. So if that is, in fact, what happened, then they'll both be allowed to take a competition timeout that doesn't go against the one that they have allotted for today.
Yep, a complimentary comp timeout.
Yeah, but looks like the lights are coming down here.
Yeah, we're good. So send it. Let's go. Here we go. So Rudy Hansen will now be up front. Josh Love in the chase position. And we got a clean start. Hansen flicks in front of Josh Love into that first outside zone. Great fluid line by Hansen, allowing Josh Love to get close. Hansen dabbles that tire in now. He throws it all the way in. As Josh Love, you can see him navigating behind Hansen. And then into that final outside zone, Hansen throws a little more angle at it. And with so many tires being burned on that last outside zone, you can barely see the line that denotes kind of the outside and the inside of the outer zone.
And just by first glance there at the live there, it looked like Rudy he might not even been in zone 3 from what I could see. So but let's take a look at our true serum from the Eye in the Sky, the Air Force replay here as Rudy kind of give it a little Scandinavian flick, fills out outer zone really well. Josh Love staying in the picture, good mimic transition, gets in that pocket. But look at here was a mistake I was going to mention here. Rudy, he's very shallow in outer zone 2, adds a little angle, but he does correct it without too many mistakes that are obvious. And Josh Love still trying to sacrifice a little bit of angle to get that approximation. Here we go. And you can see Rudy just tickling into that outer zone 3, and Josh Love was definitely in it, but he was also had a lot less angle here. So another look at Justin Smash here as we go through the outer zone 1 into 2, and Josh Love still kind of trying to knock on Rudy's door here as they go through outer zone 2. Pouring on the smoke here, getting nice and tight with that inner clip. Good transition here from Love, and he could have been a little closer, a little more aggressive on that attack versus Rudy's attack in the chase position, but Rudy was also not as deep in that outer zone 3 as Love was in his lead position, so we'll see what the judges come up with here for us.
All right, Rudy Hansen, love the livery, got pink, blue, all the floral colors. Like I said, looks like a 80s jet ski video nightmare, which I'm down for. Again,
you ever play a Wave Racer on Nintendo 64?
SXS, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Awesome, radical, Cowabunga. Like, let's do it. Here we go. Let's take a look.
What are we looking at here?
So this is Josh Love out front. So this is run 1.
Okay. Yep. And so there didn't seem to be that contact I was trying to mention before. So maybe the tape wasn't rolled back for enough. But let's see how deep he was compared to Rudy. So he's a lot deeper in that outer zone 3. Even from this perspective, you can kind of tell. But Rudy did have a little more approximation. So let's check it out.
Awaiting the outcome here. Josh loves drifting. Slide left for Love, right for Hansen. It looks like Love gets 1 vote and 2 votes, and Josh Love gets the win. Unfortunately, Rudy Hansen knocks out. But again, Love leaves him behind. Hansen, we'll see you in St. Louis.
We sure will. All right.
Up next, got Jay the Drifter, the young buck. This young man, 16 years old, Brian Wills. Wow, what just 2 very different styles. You got Chico, California, 29 years old. Just this guy's a wild style. And then Jay the Drifter, Motorana, 16 years old from Montreal, Quebec. Just 2 very big juxtapositions.
Yeah,
watch. I mean, Jay really impressed us last year in Atlanta. I was like, who is this kid? What? And then,
especially with the horsepower. Oh, we got to restart here.
And then Will's impressed us this year.
Yeah.
Remember, like, what, dude? Relax.
197% is fine. You don't need to go 130. But cone hit. So yeah, we got a cone hit from Jaden there, and he's gonna flip it around here and hopefully have a clean start. 1 strike.
1 strike. All right, so the Empire Auto Corvette. Jay the Drifter. Jaden Motorana. Again, let's see. I know he was down in horsepower last year. Don't know the current state of the union of the vehicle right now.
Yeah, so that was like his Pro-Am car in the beginning of last year, and they were still kind of dialing in this car, which I think he got to use by the time Utah rolled around last year. So let's see what he does with all the ponies.
All right, here we go. So Jay out front. Will's in the chase position. Going into that. Oh, there we go. There's got a flick. He backs off just a little bit, but Will's, I'm telling you, watch this pressure. Okay, and then Jay riding the edge. Will doesn't get as deep as Jay. Now into this last outside zone. Oh, and Will's, you can see just late to flick on that transition in that last outside zone. So as aggressive as he was in Atlanta, just dials it back a little too much.
Yeah, I was a little surprised at the timidness there or mistakes from Will's in the chase position. Looks like Jaden had a little bit of a failure to launch in AutoZone 1. He's a little unsure, but he does kind of redeem a little bit in AutoZone 2. It could have been a little deeper. Will's kind of just was too deep in that pocket in the chase position here. He's surging, just couldn't find his place in the chase. And here again, it's just kind of a late transition. He's really offline there compared to where he needed to be. So, yeah, I don't want to use the word disappointed, but I expect a little more out of Will's on that chase position. As we hyped him up.
Not what you anticipated.
Yeah.
All right. So now Will's, he will be out front. Expect, I think, a very aggressive line. You have to assume that his spotter's saying, level up. We got to do it. He left a lot out there on the table.
I agree.
So the top 32 brought to you by GT Radial, the official tire of the Prospec Championship. And we have a halftime break, and we'll get right back into it. Tomorrow is all pro. What's up?
They're going.
All right. Little staggered start there for Jaden. Taking an approach. Again, he can roll. That chase vehicle can roll before the lead car moves. Here we go. Wills initiates. This is what I was talking about. This is what I expected. Yes. There you go. He heard you, Matt. Now transition. Jay maybe keeping cool, calm, composure. But now Wills, you can see him. See that wheel just feeding in. Nice, good finesse. Not too crazy. Not hitting the beehive. Big transition there.
No.
Oh, he snaps back. It bites back.
Okay.
Yeah, you saw him initiate and it came back, and Jaden couldn't go anywhere. So I'll have to look at, again, overall, but that was my first knee-jerk reaction.
I feel like he just
been wrong
for what the car did. He needed more momentum to really pull that off. So look at that wow factor, though. I really liked his. It was a little straight up, but he poured the angle on it. And even in AutoZone 2, he had more angle than Jaden in this entire, and he filled it out a little bit better. Jaden a little better composed in the chase position versus Wills here when he was chasing. But here it goes. Here's where it falls apart. Jaden, look at that transition, though. From just too much angle, the car parked itself, and Jaden had nowhere to go. He did a good job of mitigating the contact there as well as he could. So I want to say that's a pretty close to an incomplete at the end of the Will's lead run there, but the judges are going to take a closer look at it, as we are too, as Jaden is putting the pressure on here through AutoZone. Look at him dip through there, through that GT Radial smoke. Not sacrificing a whole lot of angle, but Will's, here it goes. He just needed a little more speed, or just needed to transition a little later, because it kind of parked and he tripped over his own feet.
All right, well, it says nasty habit on the door, and it is a nasty habit. And starting at 16 years old and even younger, Jaden Margaritas from Quebec gets the victory, and Brian Wills unfortunately knocked out. 2 more battles left to go, but what's cooking down there, Lorette, outside of an egg on the asphalt?
Yeah, instead of internal temperatures. So Austin, I would imagine that once you're going to the starting line, your heart rate just starts coming up, and then when something goes wrong with the car, it must have just gone through the roof. What were you experiencing right before the top 32?
So in our last lap of practice, we went out for a lead run, just kind of final off the practice day and kind of get ready for comp, and initiated in outer zone 1, and the clutch decided it didn't want to be in the chat anymore, and it just destroyed itself and the clutch. So rushed back, got towed back. The boys instantly went to work. Luckily, we were on the right side in the middle of the bracket, so we had some time. They got it switched, ready to go. I sat in the car for the last couple minutes. They kept calling Ostamata, and I was like, okay, it's now or never. Either we got to call our 5 or not. And luckily, the boys got it done, got it cleaned up, ready to go. We went out, we took the win with our battle, our good buddy Casey Cole, and we're moving on to 16, so I can't complain.
Congratulations. We'll see him in the top 16. And Jared and Matt, some of the drivers have cool suits. Are you wearing one?
Yes.
Yeah, he has one. Some of the other drivers don't, but everyone trying to stay cool down here.
Yeah, including yourself. Find some shade, Lorette, so stay cool, please.
Did she say that he doesn't have a cool
suit?
suit?
He does have
one.
Okay. But there are some that do not have those
wild.
cool suits. They essentially have plumbing going through their shirts on top, and they have literally an ice bath that plumbs through, so kind of a veins on veins. All right, here we go. So 2 battles left. You can see it'll be Love versus Jay the Drifter, and then we have 2 more battles left with Jack Davis and Amanda Sorensen, and Dustin Miles versus Nick Jimenez. So as we're getting, currently looks like Brian Wills stuck out there on track. But again, as we are cleaning up the track, remember round of 16 at 6:45. So again, tune in later for our United States Air Force opening ceremonies. And again, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. 2 more battles left here in the 32.
Go! So the next step was to get this thing on a proper ECU, especially with all the technology that Link has to offer.
Which should give us full communication and full control over all the sensors.
But so far, being able to log in and review every lap has been a huge plus.
To have Link pull through and step up for us and just help us out to be able to all pull it together.
That's all he needs. Simple, cheap, easy, works, good ECU, weatherproof.
It's got enough IOs too, like we're doing tons of stuff. Oil, fuel pressure, boost control.
All those features I have thanks to the Link ECU.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
The final touch to my dream build is a Sony Mobile ES system. Time to cruise with Sony Mobile ES.
Motorsports で得た高度な技術、すべてのレイズホイール、一本に込める魂、永遠に変わらない。Beyond the Revolution. The concept is racing.
Two more battles left here in our GT Radial Top 32. We're back here at 6:45 local time. Taking a look at that clock, it's 3:53 on that PM dial. Hardcore fans enduring definitely some heat, and Lorette Nickel down the heat on the feet on the street. And she gets the beat. We got the beat.
Anything else?
No. That's pretty sweet. E-Town, Old Bridge Township Raceway Park, the double burnout boxes being utilized. Thank you to, again, all our sponsors. We have a halftime break, 4:45. Go by the Sim Magic booth. We do have a dedicated autograph session. Go by the Formula Drift booth, Type S gear. Jack Davis, Amanda Sorensen. This should be a good one. Beachworks, BMW, and the all-new BMW for Amanda Sorensen. Amanda stepping up quite a bit yesterday. She had a good run yesterday. Jack Davis, he's been not necessarily chilling, but he was pre-seeded coming to this round of competition, given his finish. Again, it was in the top 16, and that's basically your pre-seeded coming into this round, or say, therefore, St. Louis. If you finish top 16, you'll be pre-seeded. If you're not, you go into the seeding brackets. Yeah. So, still a little bit of cleanup here. We are hearing that, unfortunately, Brian Wills, that is oil on the track, so looks like he did break. We talked about that contact between Wills and Jaden. Looks like he shut down. Not because he wanted to, but because the motor said, peace, see you later.
Gave up the will.
Gave up the wills, and that was not the way. This is not the way. Bad baby, no squeezing. Jack Davis, Amanda Sorensen. Like I said, Jack will lead, preceded, finished sixth in our previous round. That was in Atlanta. Then we got Dustin Miles, who finished 11th, and Nick Jimenez, who went to the seeding brackets last night. Let's see what Davis has got. BMW, Amanda Sorensen, that United States Air Force, BMW as well. Here we go, Jack Davis, Manji entry, a flick in front of Amanda Sorensen. Amanda, definitely a busy gal, traveling all over, racing different vehicles of all sorts. Brother competing in the pro, but right now she wants to rise to the occasion, fly that Sorensen flag high, like United States Air Force. But Jack Davis, good angle from him. Put the car in the right place. Amanda Sorensen definitely needs to mimic that angle. She's got that proximity. Throw that back end, back out there. Flick it like she flicks her hair, right? Boom.
I feel like as a driver, that's like one of the most difficult things I've seen in the chase position. You don't realize you're not mimicking the angle until, you know, hindsight's 20/20. But really like the flick of the entry here from Jack Davis as he does come out of.
We're up.
And we come back through outer zone 2 as Amanda kind of like stalls there, gets the tires lit back up as we get through outer zone 2. She's putting on the pressure here. Could have mimicked the angle a little better, but good attack here in the transition. Jack Davis finishing out that run through 3 and doing a good job there. Both drivers in their roles here. Checking out the drone shot here. Look at that flick from Davis again, and you can see him there kind of leave the outer zone 1 early. Probably threw Amanda off a little bit. You can see her put on the pressure here, and about halfway through outer zone 2, she kind of like stumbled a little bit of wavering there. Jack, very smooth, not many corrections here as he passes the inner clip. Good transition here. She comes through the smoke here. Sorensen getting real, from this shot, looks real tidy, but again, like you said, need to mimic the angle just a little better to kind of tie a bow on it.
Yeah, I think, you know, look inside the cockpit there, Amanda chasing, you can just see her really kind of find the car going back and forth and just trying to get it out there, just would not step out. And again, talking about that grip, it's going to change a lot here. You know, different setting, 32 to 16. Now, Amanda with the clean air, I'm looking for a real aggressive initiation here, and she does that. A lot more comfortable position for her, you know, just getting seat time, so it really comes down to it. Amanda, boom, right there on the line. And look at Jack Davis is doing, almost emulating what Amanda did. If Amanda has a good, solid lead run and Jack makes some mistakes, Amanda can move on. Big flick by Amanda to put, as you said, a bow on it. There we go. So a good lead run by both drivers. I think it's really going to come down to that chase run.
Yeah, if we took a little slice out of the outer zone 2, you can see Jack definitely was in the deficit there compared to Amanda's chase in that same area. So look at her flick. Not as aggressive as Jack's. He's not in the pocket where he needed to be, but does a good job of transitioning here. He kind of parks there, makes up some ground, gets through outer zone 2. So look at here, almost stops drifting there, but we have like a 1 formula drift. And yeah, so we're going through there. Jack Davis trying to make up some ground here, but Amanda, great job of flicking that in there and getting into the outer zone 3 where she can put the car. So take another look here from the drone here. Jack Davis just, it came around a little too fast for him, and I think that's kind of going to seal his fate a little bit as he couldn't get back in that pocket. He was trying all he could to not only sacrifice the angle to get that proximity, does a good job of tacking of where he could in that position, and just ran out of course to reel her in, you know?
Yeah, and you know, taking a look, I think we're going to go for that BC Racing Go for Gold side-by-side. BC Racing, the official suspension of Formula Drift. Amanda waits in the wings, seen her inside.
Yeah, so you can see kind of Jack Davis is a little more aggressive on the run up here, but he also they both did a great job of filling out our zone 1, but Jack Davis in that chase position was a lot shallower and a little farther behind. And this is that slice I was talking about in outer zone 2 where Amanda did a little better job. It's just...
We're scrutinizing that, mimicking the angle, but Jack didn't have either the angle.
Right, and he almost stopped drifting, so that's what sticks out like the black eye on his chase run.
Yeah. So again, it's not over until the fat guy sings. Talking about this guy.
Nothing is over. Ah! You don't just turn it off.
No. Yep, exactly. So let's take a look. Amanda Sorensen or Jack Davis, who's moving on to 16. Again, fighting for that spot. Amanda Sorensen gets the victory. She got it in the seating brackets yesterday. Jack Davis, and just talking out loud so the judges could hear me. And look at a fist bump from Amanda Sorensen. The chase runs. It was lead versus lead, chase versus chase runs. Amanda had a little bit tighter. Am I correct in saying that? Thumbs up, double.
All right.
Anything else you want to add to that, Brian? All right.
A fair assessment.
All right, so a culmination of lead versus lead. They both had decent lead runs.
Yeah, I like both leads.
Jack, but Jack just didn't have neither angle mimicking or proximity.
Yeah, unfortunately,
that second outside zone was blaringly obvious.
Yeah, the root cause is that transition, like, you know, 180 degrees off of the course from when he was coming out of our zone 1 behind Amanda's there. So let's get on to our next and final battle of our 32, Jared.
That's right, Dustin Miles, Nick Jimenez, our final battle of our GT Radial Top 32. Dustin Miles will lead, finished 11th in Atlanta, and Nick Jimenez repping Hollister, California. Nissan Z, here we go. Dustin Miles, little flap under the hood there for Jimenez into that first outside zone. Miles looks like Jimenez has to back off, maybe gets a little gun shy of the Miles of style. Coming into that inside clip, Jimenez gained a lot of ground very quickly.
Sure did.
Right, and then past that inside clip into that last outside zone goes Miles, and Jimenez. Really good job by both the drivers, but Jimenez seemed like here we are. Like on that outside zone 2, it's like, oh, I got to be close.
I got to hand it to him, like he had a lot of temperament in the chase to not cut line almost at all. I thought it was gonna be a lot more aggressive from the get-go. Look at that aggressive initiation. Got in the pocket, and I think that's where it fell apart for him a little bit. The transition was lazy, but he needed to do that to catch up, right? So Dustin Miles doing a great job of staying in there, and then Jimenez puts himself back in the pocket appropriately as we draw a nice arc. He does a good attack here, puts himself back in the pocket, like just enough to stay in the game and make it a good chase and mimicking the angle. So it's a good job by Jimenez to try to kind of mask that mistake that happened early on and kind of just recover from it.
All right, let's alternate it. Is this the final battle? This is the final second half of this battle, as Jimenez will be out front and Dustin Miles in the chase position. Here we go, Jimenez. Good fast start through that chicane. Here comes Dustin Miles, tracking him down. Now transitioning into that second outside zone. Miles needs to find himself there, but Jimenez fills that really deep in there. Oh, and Dustin Miles goes off. Miles spins out, and that's basically, as long as Jimenez keeps it where the rubber meets the road, that'll be a victory for Nick Jimenez. After a very aggressive Dustin Miles, a good lead run, but you gotta finish what you start. And unfortunately for Miles' style, it looks like it's dusty roads for Dustin Miles.
Yeah, unfortunately, he kind of crumpled that up and threw it out the window.
Oh.
Oh man, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Very unfortunate for him. Birds of flying, talking about United States Air Force.
Let's see what happened here in the chase position. He kind of almost had the same scenario. Jimenez kind of left early there, so that might have been where he's trying to make up ground. He wasn't unsure what he was doing, but it looks like he gripped up there. He's like, oh, got too close, and the back end just washed out, and looks like he stayed out of the wall. So that's the fortunate part. The silver lining is he still has a car that didn't meet the concrete there, so that's going to be an incomplete for Miles, unfortunately. That's going to wrap up our 32.
Scores are in. Slide him left for Miles, and you know the outcome. Nick Jimenez gets the victory. Dustin Miles hits the road. So, well, what an event here so far. Our GT Radial Top 32. Let's throw it down to Laurent Nickel, who's with Miss Amanda Sorensen.
Well, we're just getting the breakdown of what happened on that run. And what did you say your spotter say?
Well, my brother actually is in my ear talking the whole entire time while I'm driving. So fortunately for me, I get to listen to his pro tips and really apply. He said drive like he did in Orlando. So, you know, we're just learning and practicing the chasing. That's really my biggest deficit. But shout out to that lead run, though. That was a really good lead run. So it was a good battle.
If you said that you feel like your deficit is in the chase run, what exactly do you think you need to clean up?
I would just say, as far as anticipating what the driver's going to do, it's kind of hard sometimes to really just trust that the lead driver is going to give a solid lead run. But that was a solid lead run, so it was definitely a good battle.
Amazing. We'll see you in the top 16. Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you.
Jared.
Thank you, Laurent. Congratulations, Amanda Sorensen. We'll see you in the top 16. Yeah, she's got to definitely, again, saw that hair come down. She flicked it. She needs to flick it right next to the car that she's going to be going against, which it will be Nick Jimenez in 16. Matt Sopa, we're going to take a short break, but we'll be back 6:45. So again, we got some time on our hands.
Let's get some concessions, get some merch.
Go by the Sim Magic booth. We got autograph session. Go by the Formula Drift booth. Stay hydrated, stay cool if you're here in the building. But if you're at home, go skateboarding. It's Go Skateboarding Day. So go shred it while we're shredding here at E-Town. What's that?
Tuning joke.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so again, 6:45 local time. Again, it is currently just after 4 o'clock. On behalf of Matt Sopa, Laurent Nickel, I'm Jared Deanna. Thank you so much to Vern, obviously Reese, and Brian Egger. Thank you for the whole team, production team, for working so hard in some hot and in more ways than one here at E-Town. We'll be back at 6:45.